Okay, so today what we'll do is we'll try to, based upon the last week's learning of RDD's transformations and actions, we'll try to solve some use cases. It's a very simple use case, but again, like, it will help us to identify and understand how can we write the RDD logics, okay, to achieve some requirements. Okay, so I hope the font is visible. Is the font visible?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, first 2 3 scenarios, maybe first couple of scenarios, maybe I'll try to explain with the data so that you get a good understanding, and then onwards, like, I'll just try to move on quickly. Okay, okay. So let's start. So I hope, let me open my Hadoop is started. Okay, so how I can check? So I'll just type GPS, so it will start my Java programming service. I'll just navigate to my respective datasets folder, and here you will be finding all my respective files which I have given to you. Okay, so we'll open one more terminal. Okay, and what I will try to do is I will just try to start PySpark over here. Okay, so sometimes I'll try to switch in between to my PySpark REPL mode just to test small piece of code whether they are working fine or not. Okay, so for that purpose I have just opened. Let me open my PyCharm. Okay, so meanwhile my PyCharm is opening, so let me quickly check my IP. So it's 105, and let's connect to putty as well. Okay, so let me enhance the font size. Let's keep it to 40. Okay, and let's go to PySpark. Sorry, let's type PySpark. Okay, again this will start the same terminal. So in spite of using the Ubuntu, so I'll try to use I'll try to use putty, so that again it's the same interface. You access from here or you access from there. You write the code here or you write the code there. It's going to be one and the same. There will be no difference. Okay, so my PyCharm is up and running. Okay, so let me close this, and let me close the project, and let me go to B7 codes. Okay, so I have shown last week how to create a project in PyCharm, and I hope we are good in those steps. Okay, so what is the first step to create a project? So we will click on the create project. Second is we will assign the Python. We'll go to the Spark where the Spark is installed, and we'll assign Python. And the third and fourth step is we'll assign the zip files which are required for the Python. I hope those 2-3 steps you are comfortable, and again I have shown couple of times. Okay, if any issues you can post in the group. Okay, so let's start. I'll just do a right click on this, and I'll say new. I'm trying to create a Python file, and let's say this is like a movie lens. Okay, and I'm trying to use RDD, so I'm just giving extension .py. Okay, no changes. Now when it comes to first question, let's understand the first question. So what is the first question they are trying to ask us is, they are trying to tell extract rating as float, okay, and count number of occurrences of each number in reverse order of ratings. Okay, so this is the first question they are asking us. So what they are asking us, please extract rating as float. So it assumes that this is the rating, and count number of occurrences of each number. Okay, so of each number or each rating, so how many times 5 rating is repeated. So this is the count in reverse order of rating. Now the first question comes is, which file I need to refer, or which data set I need to refer. Okay, so again, once you go into the project, so you get to know the functional requirement. Based on that, which table is related to that, so you get DDL, all those things you will get. But now you're in the training environment, I am showing you the thing, so I know few things. So here there is one file which is nothing but a movies file. Okay, in this movies file, okay, and there is one file which is ratings file. Okay, starting we'll use to these files, and maybe like we'll jump to the other files once the scenario comes. Now I can see the I can see the rating and the count of number of occurrences. So I can see on this file I have my ratings. So I can go with this file ratings.csv. Okay, so I have identified my file. Good. Now if you remember Python's last week's session where I tried to showing everyone how to write the code in Python to interact with your CSV files, .txt files, XML files, JSON files, and the web API similar to like URL. Okay, so we have seen all those kind of things. Here when it comes to PySpark, okay, PySpark has internal methods, some classes which are given by Spark, with which we can make this again, with which again we can read and make a life easy. Okay, so first of all, there are 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. As I told you, the indexing starts from 0. So this will be my 0th column, this will be my first column, this will be my second column, and this will be my third column, and so on. Okay, it will follow the same approach for any files or any .txt files, whatever, no changes. Okay, I hope like I'm making things clear. So this is my 0th index, this is my first index, this is my second index, and this is my third index. Okay, yes, no?
Yes. No.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much, thank you so much. Okay,
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay.
now let's try to understand, okay, what, as we have already understood, so what they were trying to ask. Okay, so it is telling that I want to extract rating as float. We'll do that. Okay, now let's go to the let's go to the VM.
Sorry, let's go to the VM.
Why? Okay, so let's create a, we need to create, if you remember the Spark architecture, okay, I explained you last week. So when we need something, so a driver program is needed, then there will be, it's a master slave architecture, right? So when you are writing the code, that code will be submitted to the driver program, okay, and the driver program will try to allocate the task on different worker nodes in the container and executors, okay, but it has to negotiate to the cluster manager for resources. I hope you recall those things, right? For that perspective, I need to create a driver program, which means that whatever application code which I am writing now, that will be submitted to my driver program. For that, I need to instantiate a singleton object that is nothing but a Spark context. Okay, when we talk about Spark 1.x session. When we talk about Spark 2.x, which is the newer method, which has the capabilities of the earlier method, okay, so we can write Spark session also. Okay, I have clearly said the differences of Spark 1.x and 2.x in the last session. So I'll use both. It's not compulsory that you need to use one, you need to use both, anything. It's your call how you can write. So I'm trying to write from PySpark import Spark context, okay, and I'm trying to import Spark conf. Okay, then from PySpark.sql, I'm trying to import my, there is a typo error, from PySpark.sql, okay, I need to import Spark session. Okay, few packages I have imported. I'm trying to create a main method, and here I'll try to define. Okay, if you remember, I created like this conf, okay, equals to, so I'm trying to pass my Spark conf, and so maybe like we can name this a little better so that you should not get, so let's say this is Spark conf, and let's say when I'm trying to create an object from a Spark context class, okay, so I'm trying to pass this Spark conf which I created just now. I hope like this is the first method which we did, and hopefully you are able to recall this. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, because these are very entry point, and I think like once you understand this, it will be very good for you, because moving ahead, these are the entry points, as you need to understand it very clearly. That's why I'm taking much time on these basic things. So this is like the 1.x method. Okay, 1.x method, in the sense like we used to create a spark context from a spark conf. Okay, then we used to write the logic that used to create the RDTs, then used to convert into data frames and so on. But in the newer version, directly it gives us the capability to create the data frame. That is nothing but spark session. Okay, so that's why I removed that spark session. I've just written only this thing. Okay, so maybe like what we can do is, as we are not seeing data frames, let's write the code in 1.x method with all the mechanism which are required. Okay, so I want to read this file. Which file I want to read? This is the file which I want to read, and this file should be available at my edge node. Okay, so let me go and let's check ls-ltr and ratings. That file should be available. Let's see the first few records. Anyhow, that is already available in my Excel file, but let's see over here. So I can see my first line is a header, and there is the remaining data. Okay, now let's come back to the PyCharm. So I will say I'm trying to read my ratings file, and also if you see, once you see the ratings file, I can see the header also. So I will read the file and remove the header. These are the two things which I am trying to perform. Okay, so I'm trying to create a identifier or a variable with the name of, let's say, read ratings. You can give a meaningful name of your choice. I'm trying to use a Spark context. In Spark context, there are so many functions and methods available. So I'm trying to use one of the method, that is text file, and it expects a path. So I'm trying to provide that path, and that path is nothing but /home save lfs datasets, and under datasets there is ratings.csv file. Now I am trying to read the file from edge node. You can read the file from HDFS location also, right? HDFS dfs-ls user save Hadoop file system, and the directory which we have created for our practice purpose was this. And let me see whether do I have this file there or not. Okay, I do not have file. So what they are trying to say, no such file or directory. Now what I need to do is, I need to push this file from my edge node to my Hadoop. So what will be the command for that?
Hadoop fs-put.
Hadoop fs-put, right?
HDFS, DFS,
Right, HDFS
just put.
DFS put. Okay, either you can use Hadoop fs commands, or you can use HDFS DFS -put or -copy from local, and you can give the source path and you can give the destination path, right? And you can provide the path of your Hadoop file system. Okay, so I have already shown in the previous program, it's your call where you want to read from. Either you can read from edge node or from Hadoop file system, no restrictions. Okay, if I am able to read that file, so quickly first I'll try to show this in over here, because this will, I wanted to show few things which I need to recall again. So I'm trying to do this reads ratings. Okay, so let me copy this, and when I'm trying to see first, I'm trying to get something. What I'm trying to get, now if you see, this is the method. If you remember, like in Python, like I have taken some list methods, string methods, set methods, tuple methods, so I'm calling all these from there. Okay, so if you see, when I'm trying to write first, I'm trying to get my first row. And what is that? Header. So whatever calculations which I am trying to perform here onwards, I don't want a header. For that purpose, I am trying to remove this from my original, not from original file, because RDDs are immutable in nature. So I cannot change this RDD. but I can create another RDD from existing RDD. Remember, yes, last week's concept, RDDs can be created in 3 ways. So I'm trying to use all which we have learned in the previous sessions. The idea behind to show you is, in RDD, everything is considered as a row object. If I say, let's say collect, let's say for I in print of I. Okay, so if you see, all the data is being printed. Okay, it's okay, that's not an issue. So what we'll do is, let's say collect, I don't know whether it takes a number, or else I'll just use take option method. Okay, it does not take, so maybe like let's take okay, as of now that is not important, so I don't want to go over there. Okay, so what I wanted to show is, let's come back to the previous explanation which I was trying to show. So this is, okay, if you want like first 5 records, first 10 records, okay, so then you'll have to apply a for loop and you can use a take method. Okay, so take, like you can just see, let's do that. So let's say there is one of the take method. Okay, you can use that. Okay, but again, like you can play with all those things. As of now, that is. Now what the important point in this first two, what I wanted to show you is, this is the header, this is my first row, this is my second row, this is my third row, and so on. So in RDD, everything is considered as a row object. I have clearly told last time also when we were doing the word count program. Also, if you go to the last week's Python session when we are trying to read the different formats of files, there also I have told, okay, every row will be considered, means row is considered in an iteration. So you just need to understand that. When it comes to RDD, okay, in RDD we cannot specify the schema. Okay, so maybe like once I start with data frame, I'll try to show what are the advantages and disadvantages between these two, and when we opt for RDD and when we opt for data frame. Okay, cool. So this is my 0th index, this is my first index, this is my second index, and this is my third index, and so on. Okay, so this is my header and this is my data. Straightforward. Now when I'm trying to do first, I'm trying to get a header, but I don't want this header. Okay, what I want is, I want the actual data. So what I would write is, simply I will just write, let's say ratings without header equals to, what was the original identifier or the file which I have created, means the RDD which I said was the read file, right? Sorry, it was read ratings, I guess, which I can see over here. Correct? Before that, what I need to do is, whatever the above syntax which I have created, so I'll store in this some identifier because I will need that. So I will say this is my ratings header. Okay, so this first row got stored in this variable or the identifier. In read ratings, I have the entire data. So from this entire data, I want to exclude this first row, because if I'm trying to do calculations, it should not be a problem for me. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to eradicate that. So someone pinged on the group, Surain, Amish, I think I have let in. I'm not able to see anyone. That's why like people should join time in between, like it's like, okay, let's come back. Okay. So what we have done is, we are able to read the file. I have explained you what are the significance of each thing. Okay, now we'll try to work on this problem statement. Okay, now for the first thing is, they have asked us, I want reading as float and count number of occurrences. I'll do that, but from the original data I need to exclude this header. For that, what I was trying to do is, I was just trying to write something. Okay, and that is nothing but ratings without header. I'm just trying to give some variable name. So this is my original RDD, right, in which I have the entire data. Okay, if you remember, we have seen few transformations. Okay, so from that I'm trying to use one transformation that is called filter. I'm trying to use an anonymous function which is like which lambda you all know. Okay, one of the anonymous function. So I'm trying to in lambda anonymous function we have two things. One is the variable. So maybe like you can give this variable name as a, you can term this as row, you can term this as line, or you can term with your own name also, Saif. It's your call how you define your variable names in your code. So I will say, let's say this is line. Okay, then each line will be represent, sorry, let's say, I will just say, because now each row, sorry, each line will be now assigned to this row. Okay, whatever variable name you can give, I can give there a, x, I, whatever, it's your call. So this row, this line, this line, this line, one after the other, it will be assigned to this variable which you have given. Okay, then afterwards what I'm trying to say, row is not equal to header. Just a simple logic I have written, and if I just try to do, and let's say I'll try to take, let's say, only 5 records. If you see, now I do not see the header. If I try to do collect on my ratings, what was the read ratings, right? So read ratings, if you see, the first is a header, so I have eradicated the header. So are we clear till here?
Yes, sir, can you repeat this portion?
Okay, so what we are trying to do over here is, okay, so we have a file that is ratings file. In this ratings file we have header, we have columns, and we have rows. If you recall Python, in Python every column is indexed 0, first, second, third, and so on, right? And the row is indexed with 0, 1, 2, and so on. We recall all these Python concepts. Now we need to perform, the question is asked to us, we need to find rating as float, and we need to count number of occurrences. That is the question which is asked to us. For that, when I'm trying to read this file, I do not want this header. For that purpose, what I am trying to do is I am trying to remove the header. So for that, first thing is I am trying to read my file. What I am trying to do, I am trying to read my file. If I just do ratings dot take of, let's say, 3 records. Okay, so the first string is considered, actually it's a row. If I just say for I in, okay, so this is one row object, this is another row object, and this is another row object. So the first row is header. I want to remove this header, I want to filter out this header. For that purpose, what I am trying to do is I have this read dot, so from this I am trying to use my first method, and I am trying to store in some variable, and that variable name which we gave was nothing but was ratings header. Okay, now if I try to see, okay, if I just try to see what I am trying to get, I am trying to get a header. Okay, so what we have done in the first step, we have, okay, so for the people who have joined late, so I'll just recall. So we are trying to solve this movie lens use case. Okay, we have just started. I have explained them, like, so we have not started with the logic of the code writing, so it's just like I was trying to explain the data to them. Okay, so maybe like you can go through the video, I'll explain. So what I'm trying to do is, here I'm trying to read the file. Okay, so we are trying to create a variable name. We have created a Spark context. Okay, this has been covered in the last session, how to create a Spark context, Spark session. So what I have done, I have created a Spark context over here. That's what we have done. So from that, I'm trying to use a text file method, and this is a file which I am trying to refer from my edge node. Okay, if I try to hit this, and if I say read ratings, and let's say if I'm trying to take first 3 records, so I'm trying to get first row as a header, second is, this is the data, and this is the data, right? Now what we were trying to do, we were trying to eradicate or remove this header, so we need to filter the data. For that purpose, what I did was, okay, so simply I write ratings header equals to, from this original RDD, I'm just trying to write first method. When I'm trying to say print of ratings header, I'm trying to get my header. So what I need to do, from this RDD, okay, which is having one first line as a header, I need to remove that. I need to get only data. For that purpose, RDDs are immutable in nature. I cannot change the RDDs. So that's why from this RDD, I'm trying to create one more RDD. Okay. So the RDD which I'm trying to create is ratings without header. So this is the original RDD in which I have the entire data with header. So here I'm trying to apply a filter, and I'm trying to write a lambda anonymous function. It takes 2 arguments. One,
Seth, one query I have. Can I
yeah,
ask right now or maybe after the program?
yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so this is the variable that we are using, ratings header. Will it be always a string or will it be holding a list? Because since the
It's
first
up
row
to
is a
you. It's not, see, again, like as of now, my current requirement is to get this, but I can hold a list, I can hold a set, I can hold a tuple, and I can hold a dictionary. No restrictions.
okay.
You can hold anything in your variable, right?
Yep. So dot first method provides us little string, correct?
See, it's not,
We,
yeah. Ideally, if you remember, in Python, there are 2 things which I told. Everything is considered as a string, and mostly the return type is a list. Okay.
okay.
So some methods will give you some different, but most of the time you will get a string, or sorry, string and the list, nothing else.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here I'm trying to define a variable name, that is x. You can define any name of your choice. Now what I need to do is, what will happen is, this will be considered as one row, this will be considered as one row, this will be considered as one row. So what I need to do is, from this RDD, I need to remove this header. And where is this available? This is available in this RDD. So what I'm trying to say, x is not equals to this RDD. And I'm just trying to hit enter. When I try to say this, and I just try to say take off, let's say 3 records, I should not see my header. So the header is being removed. Now I'm free to do all my calculations. Okay, so the first step what I have done, I have removed the header. Are we good till here? So this is like what I have done. And the second step what I did, I took my first record. Let me paste this over here also. And finally what I did, the original RDD with the anonymous function, that is lambda, I removed my header. Right? Here if you want to see the data, you can just simply write a small iterate, means like you can just write a loop for I in, let's say, ratings without header, okay, and let's say take off initial 5 records, and you can just say print of I. Okay, either you can run your codes here or you can run your codes on REPL. Both are available to you. It's your call how you want to practice. Majorly try to follow practice in this PyCharm or Jupyter. Okay, so if you see, I do not see my header over here. Okay, so are we clear till here that I have removed my header?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, now let's,
Sir,
yeah,
one question.
yeah.
You have not used this set master set app name like last week.
Yeah, you can. It's, see, again, like this is just, I told you, I'm not, initially I will not be showing you, but means like it's your call. It's not mandatory that if we create a class and from that class I'm trying to create an object. As of now my requirement is done, but if you want to set that, you can do that. Set master, what is a master? Local. After that, what you want, sent application name, you can do that.
So
Right?
these are not mandatory.
Not mandatory.
Okay.
Okay, but again, like when it comes to project real time, we do specify this. Okay, as I'm into training, so I'm just playing with all the permutation and combinations of the code writing capabilities.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay, so what we have done, so we have removed the header. Okay, so now let's start problem solving. So we'll go for the first statement and we'll say, so this is my solution 1. Okay, now, so this is what they have asked. I need to take rating as float. Now, in this file, where is my rating? On which index is my rating?
Third.
Third.
Second.
0, 1.
Second.
0, 1,
0
2.
and 2.
Right, as someone said third, yes, that is the third column. But when it comes to Python, the indexing starts from 0, 0, 1 and 2. Okay, are we good? Okay, so if, yeah, so let's say now I'm trying to write some small logic. Okay, so ratings, just understand that and let me know your understanding whatever we have learned. I'm trying to write a small logic. So this is my ratings without header. Let me take that. Okay, and here I'm trying to write a map. So can someone say what is map? Can you a little, means like in general words of yours, what does map function does to you?
It transforms each element.
May I know your name, please?
Vijay.
Vijay. Okay, so whenever like you are saying something, please say your name, because I'm still not able to recognize voice. So as rightly said by Vijay, but again the answer is not up to date. Okay, and again, like we are at the learning stage. So again, if you want to try, what does map does, Vijay? Anyone? It's not Vijay only.
It will apply the function to all the elements.
Saurabh here.
Okay. Yes, Saurabh.
Map we are using transformation and we are trying to assign a variable. So
No,
that we can
what I'm
further
trying to doing is what map is doing. What map definition?
It will apply the function to each element of that.
Right, that's what I was
Function.
expecting. And again, like few of them said, but being in chorus, I could not hear that. So what does map does? It is a function which gets applied on each element of a list. So okay, and the input and the output will be same or different. The elements will be same or different in map. Same. Okay, remember all these things. Okay, so as course progresses, don't try to forget. So I'm trying to write one anonymous function which is lambda x comma y. Okay, or before that, let's say I'll take only one, and I'm just trying to write x dot split. We know one of the methods split. Okay, so as the data is like comma separated, if you see comma separated, or maybe like in PyCharm if you go, so this is my 0th index, this is my first index, second, and so on. Okay, it looks very tiny over here. So I'm trying to do this, something like this. And if I try to ratings.map And if I try to say take, and again let's say take only 3 records, see the difference what I'm trying to show. What exactly it is happening now? Can you tell me the difference between this and this?
It's a list.
Okay, it is giving me a list.
Yeah. Now it has converted to list of lists.
Yes, so map has converted to a list of lists, right? And each element has been separated by a comma, which was earlier also, right? Let's go like
Yeah.
this for I in, maybe like you will get a clear picture now. Now, so what it is doing, as someone was asking list or thing, so if you see now, each element is separated by a comma. That was earlier also, right? If you see in this string, but earlier it was a string. Now the output is a list. Okay, so when you apply some methods, the output gets changed, means the return gets changed. Sometimes it will be string, sometimes it will list. So based on the methods you are applying, answering to Saurabh's question. Now rating is over here, right? I want this rating. Okay, so for that what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the same logic which I have written a little earlier. Okay, so rating is on which column? As someone said, it was the third column when I start from indexing 0, 1 and 2. So what I will write? I will write 2 over here. And if I try to say, so now I am only getting ratings column. I am not getting the entire row. I am just now getting only ratings column. Are we able to understand the data? Why I have written this 2, what split is doing, and why I am getting this data? Because first two explanation will be in depth because you need to understand the data and the code. Then I will try to just write the code. Are we able to understand? Yes, no, please respond because I am trying to do for you all. Otherwise I can start writing the code directly also. I don't have I can't means like I will not invest time in that. Do answer.
Just if you understand.
Okay, thank you so much. So what I have done, okay, so now the question they have asked us, extract rating as float. I'm able to extract rating, right? But this is a string. So what I will do, I will just apply a wrapper on top of this. And that wrapper would be nothing but of my
Python function
float, right? Nothing else. See, the data is changing. Why I am showing this minutely because moving ahead, these are very important because when you write the code on string, when you write the code on list, when you write the code on integer, when you write the code on date, every method will get changed and you should not get confused, okay, why this is not working, why that is not working. So that's why I'm just trying to explain bits and pieces very minorly. First understand it, then we can move it quickly. Okay? I converted to a float. Now what it is telling is count number of occurrences of each rating. Now I want to count this. How can I count?
Map and reduce.
Map and reduce, that is very good. Okay. Can we recall the word count program last week?
Group by, I think.
Yes, sir. Assign the one.
Yes.
Hardcode 1 to each element.
So remember why I'm trying to assign 1 over here. Let's take a small example. Now what I'm trying to get 4.0, right? Sorry. This is the data which I'm trying to get now, right? As a float. Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So for that what I'm trying to assign 1 over here. Means like 1 over here, right? And finally 1 over here. Then with some reduce by key, what I'm trying to do, based on this key, I will try to keep on adding. So 1 plus 1 will become 2, 2 plus 1 will become 3, and the addition will keep continuing. So for each key, I will get my count. Are we able to understand that? So for that purpose, I'm trying to write a 1. And I'm trying to I'm making this as a tuple, nothing else. Let's ratings.map and let's take the first 3. And for a better identification, let's see. oops, there is some issue. Is it a pipeline RDD? Yeah, it's a pipeline RDD. So what I will do is simply I will say ratings map dot takeoff 3. So let's use collect if it is not giving me. So let me see the error. Why this first and take is not giving? Okay, keyword evidence. Okay. So let's rating.map. Why is my system still running? I think okay. So
Can you directly print that?
no, means like
Rating
the
map?
issue is it's a pipeline RDD. That's the thing. So I need to. So it's a pipeline RDD. Will not be able to see because it's an object inside the RDD. So we'll not be able to see that. Okay. After this statement, how will be my data? It will be somewhat like this, right? Are we able to understand what I am trying to write? So that's why I'm just trying to show piece by piece. Okay. So after writing this, my code. So the first thing was I'm trying to create a identifier that is ratings.map. Okay, I'm trying to use my without header. I'm trying to apply a map so that on all the elements, this map function will get applied. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to split. So each element from this row will be splitted. I want to get the second column, that is 0 first and second, that is the rating. So that's what I got 4.0, and for each output I assigned as a 1, means comma and 1. So after this my output will be like this, right? Now I want to do a, what I need to do, I need to do a count on which base? On the key. For that purpose, what I'm trying to apply, I'm trying to apply a reduce by key. Okay, so let's say ratings count. So I'm trying to take my previous RDD, I'm trying to apply a reduce by key. Okay, and reduce by key, again it will take anonymous function, that is lambda. It will take two argument x, y, two variables, and I'm trying to do associative plus commutative, that is x plus y. Okay, and let me for I in ratings count, and let's take first 5 records and simply will do print I. This will give us the, okay, let me run this, and this will give a first result. Why this was not giving the output? Because it was a pipeline RDD and it was an RDD pipeline RDD object, hence it was not giving. So there is some issue again. Let's see what is the issue. So let's go to the top. What it is telling is error exception. So sc.cells log level, okay, user.process, then handle exceptions. That looks good. Let me quickly check. So that's like how we developer do some, if we get issues, so we try to debug. And again, like if it is throwing your error, even it will show throw error here also.
So if here one I guess we have passed for float function.
Is it like, yeah, I think so. I'm just seeing that data. So again, like this is pipeline RTD. Let me just see where I have closed that. Yeah, I think that is correct, right? So what I did is, okay, so it was giving some exception. Yeah, looks good. Thanks, Sagar. Let's get the result. Okay, so we got the result, but what they are trying to say is we need to get this in reverse order. But the data as of now, it is not in reverse order. For that, what we will do is simply I will just try to write sort by key. Okay, and by default, if you will see, it is in ascending. Can you see ascending over here? So what I will say, I will just say false. So what it will do, it will sort the data in the descending order. Okay, so let the output come, and then again I'll explain you the data, because if you understand the data and flow, hopefully it will get stuck into your mind. Let me copy this, Control C. Let me come over here and we'll just verify the data. Hopefully the data should be correct. So if you see 5.0, the count is 13,200. We are getting that. For 3.5, we are getting 13,136. So we are getting the output for the first one. Let's verify that in the Excel sheet. So let's try to apply a filter, and which rating it was like 5 rating, right? So let's go over here, highlight that, and let's do Control Shift down. Can you see for this rating? So what is the count? 13,211. So my output is working fine, or whatever small logic I have written for the first statement is correct. Any questions in this? So are we good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now let's understand the second question, what they are asking us. So now they are asking us, create a function that is mapped to tuple. Okay, they are asking to us to create a function. We'll create, and they are asking us map string rows. Why they are telling us string rows? Because everything is like a string over here. Okay, so I'm just trying to clear my filter. Okay, so they are trying to ask to map this rows to tuples. Okay, now this is for the this row is for your understanding where I have written this, what it is. So this function which they are asking us to create converts a string into a key value pair. So always your tuples will have key and it will have a value. Okay, so here we have ratings and we have count. So this is like a key and value. Okay, so what they are asking, find the sum of ratings and the number of ratings of each movie. So we need to find out for this movie ID. Okay, so let's go to the same thing. Now they are asking, so what was the first movie ID? So that is 6. Let's click over here. Let's remove this and let's go to the 6th. Come on. Okay, so I want to see the 6th rating. Now for this, what they want is, they want this movie ID. Okay, and what they want is, they want total ratings and the ratings count. So the total ratings, so if I just do Control Shift down, so the total ratings is nothing but sum of that is 402 and the count is 102. That's what they are saying, right? So the sum of rating is 402 and the count is 102 for the 6th rating. So okay, that's what it will go for the entire flow. Did we understood like what we are trying to achieve?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so what we'll do is, quickly now we'll just try to write code and I'll explain you wherever there is like an explanation needed. Now you understand what is the row object, what is the indexing, because in the first example minutely I have taken that. Okay, now here, okay, I will be using one. Okay, first of all, let me get as a tuple. Okay, what they asked is, okay, so we need to get a tuple. So we need to convert these rows into tuples of what? That let's go to the data of let's go a little up. So we want this and we want this, right? Based on that, we will be getting the logic, or we will be doing something. For that purpose, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to write a small logic. So let's say I'm trying to say ratings map movie. Trying to define some variable name. Okay, so I'm trying to use the same RDD which is without header, because it does not contain the header, and for calculation it is containing only the data. I'm trying to apply a map. I'm trying to apply a lambda anonymous function. I'm taking x as a variable. Okay, now each row, sorry, the data is starting from a, so this is a row object, this is a row object. So I want this and I want this, because that is required, movies and ratings. So I want first, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. So I want first and second. Okay, so for that, what I will try to do, I'll just pick the code as is from here. That is nothing but just to save some time. X dot split, and I want my first. So I will get what I will get if I just write x dot split. So it will be getting splitted into, each element will be getting splitted by a comma that will be enclosed in a list, and from that I want a first index that is nothing but my movie ID. Correct? Okay, and as it's means like as the data is coming from my CSV, I'm trying to do a typecasting. Okay, so I'll try to convert that into an int. Okay, after that, what I want, so I'll just paste this. Okay, so here I will get movie ID, and here what I will get my ratings. Correct? And I just need to close this so that it will be enclosed in a tuple. So are we able to get why I have written these two lines?
To create a key value RDB.
Yes, to create a key value RDD, and this is like float. So let me just do a typecasting on this as well, because that is integer and that is float. I hope so with this I will be getting my movie ID, and with this I will getting my ratings. So I've converted this to integer and I have converted this to a float. Why? Because looking at the data, so this is like first index, this is the second index, everything is a string. So I typecasted, because if you see, the ratings were available in float and the movie IDs were in integer. That's why I did a typecasting. I hope this is clear with us. Okay, now the main problem will come, which goes with every batch. Okay, now let's hope how this batch goes. Now understand this is a little tricky explanation. Now what I need to do is, on the basis of key, I need to find out my sum and I need to find out my count, right? I will need a little response over here.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so can you say which are the aggregate functions in SQL to perform this? How will sum and
Sum
count,
and
right?
count. Yeah.
Okay, and this is on a basis of single column. So that what terminology is called? Something start with G.
Group back.
Beautiful, right? So what we are trying to do, we are trying to apply some aggregate logic, right? Based on some key, I am trying to find out my sum and count, right? In a similar fashion, in RDD also we have aggregate and aggregate by key. Okay, so I'm trying to use this. Now this transformation, it takes 3 arguments. Okay, so the first argument is initial value. Okay, so what it takes the initial value. So I'll just write initial. Then afterwards it takes a sequential operation, and afterward it's take a combiner logic. Okay, so this is the syntax of aggregate by key. Now if you see, the output is in a tuple, right? And in that tuple I can see the combiner logic is nothing but I need to add the data. As the name itself suggests, combiner, it will combine the data. which is nothing but doing the sum and doing the count. So I will not say logic, I will just say combiner. For that purpose, what I am trying to do, so let me copy this and let me paste this over here. So what I am trying to do is, I am trying to give an initial value that is 0.0, 0. So this is the initial value which I gave, 0.0.0. So why I gave 0.0? Because this output is in float, and why I give 0? Because this is in integer. Any questions in this? No questions? Cool.
No, sir.
Thank you. Now, what I will try to do is, I will try to write a sequential operation. Okay. Before that, what I will do quickly is just to have a, let me copy this. Okay. And I think like it will give me an error in REPL mode. So I'll just take this in a single line. Let me copy this quickly. Let me paste this over here because I need some data to show. Okay, so this is the data which I am getting. Let's take an example. Okay, so let me take this data. Okay, now what I need to apply a sequential operation. So sequential operation and combiner takes two anonymous function or functions. So here I am trying to write a lambda functions, which we are already writing. Again, you know all this. Okay. If you Google it, or if you go to the documentation of this logic, documentation of this explanation or the transformation, it takes an initial value, the sequential operation, and the combiner. So this sequential operation and the combiner, it expects the data to be in a key value or maybe without a key value. It depends on that. But as of now, I know, because by seeing the output, I am coming to know the output has a key value. For that purpose, what I'm trying to do is, I'm just trying to write a small lambda function. Okay. In this, it will take two arguments, that is x comma y, and the story will start from here. Let's see how this explanation goes now. Now, you are getting this, okay, 1 and 4.0, right? Consider, see, the logic which I will be writing is, it will be getting applied on your row, right? Because as of now, if I just try to, let's say, if I just try to take initial 5 records for I in, okay. So if you see, as I told, it's a row object. It's a tuple, but again, internally it is a row object. Okay. So whatever logic I would be writing, that would be getting applied on individual row. Now let's understand this. Let's take an example. We got a tuple like this. Just 3 rows for an explanation. Now, when I'm trying to get this, what is the initial value which I'm trying to assign? The initial value which I'm trying to assign is 0.0 and 0. Okay. Now, from here, I am trying to move to a location. Means the second logic which I am trying to write is, so this row will be considered, let's something that it will be considered. Okay. Now, what I am trying to do is, I am trying to take this as a variable of x of z. So this will be 0th index and this is my first index. So what here I am trying to write, okay. So I'm trying to write over here is x of 0. So what will be my x of 0? X of 0 will be nothing but my 0.0, and x of 1 will be nothing my 0. So are we clear? This is 0th index and this is the first index. So this will be the value of this, right? Now what I am trying to write a small logic. What is the logic I am trying to write? I am trying to write lambda x comma y, okay, and here I am trying to tell x of 0, which is nothing but this, control C, control V, plus this is, see, when it comes, if you talk about this as a row, okay, so this is now, either you give it as a variable name of x or give the variable name as row, or give the variable name as line. So everything will be considered as line or row or X. Okay. Now when we talk about the columns, so this is key and this is value. Okay. And whenever we do commutative and associative function, okay, so let me take, because these two are important. Once you understand these two, I think like the rest all will become piece of cake. Let's take a small same example quickly. Now what I have written over here, I just written, so let me write, let's say 1, okay, and let me write 4.0. so this is a row 1. I'll take 2 row because for calculation and explanation there will be like, let me take one more row, 4.0. Okay. Now you need to understand clearly. So this is my 0th index. This is my first index. Okay. And also this can be called as key and this can be called as value. This is a whatever variable you define, either it's a row, X, line, Y, I, whatever variable name. So the entire row will be available in that variable. Okay. And whenever we do reduce by key, aggregate by key logic, so this row is considered as X, this row is considered as Y. The addition will happen, then this will become X, this will become Y. Addition will happen and so on. Are we clear on in this object, means like in this explanation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it looks sense.
Sir,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So every time we need to consider when we are considering a row, we need to consider one column as a key and another should be value.
No,
Every time.
no. If it is in a tuple, then it's a key and value.
Okay.
If it is not a tuple, then it's not a key value pair. Right?
So so we need to convert it in tuple if we need to use in reduce by key.
Yes. Whenever, see, the aggregate by key, what it is expecting? It is expecting in the form of key value pair, right? So you need to convert that data into a key value pair.
Okay. So every time we need to consider one of the column as a key and another should be a value.
100% yes. Because if you are trying to apply by key logic, so what it is expecting? It is expecting some key, na?
Mm-hmm.
If the data is not in that format, if you see the data was like this to me, what I did, I took these two values and I converted into a key value pair.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Okay. Now,
Yes,
yeah.
just one thing. Can you come back on the print once again, the explanation?
Notepad, yes.
Yeah. So as you said, the first row will be considered X and next will consider as a Y, right?
Okay.
So at the last bottom, if that will be considered as X, then what will be next?
It will be nothing. That computation will get over. RDDs are very smart enough to identify what is your first row and what is your last row.
So yeah, on that case, that will be as a null, right? The
Yeah.
last one.
Finally, your computation will end over here and you will get a final result.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, no issues. Now, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to take X of 0. Okay? And here, I'm just trying to write a Y. Now, what is this Y? On this tuple, which I got if you see, when I executed this, I got this tuple, right? So this is key and this is value. So I'm terming this is X and this is my Y. So I'm just taking what? I'm just taking this 4.0 over here. So what will come? So X plus 0. So the logic of this or the output of this, if I just try to say you, so it will be 0.0 plus 4.0. So the output would be 4.0. Is it making sense to you?
Okay.
Yes.
Why not Y0, sir?
Why not y0? Because it's a key value. As I told you in the columns, it's a key value. When it goes for the column, it's like a tuple, and from the tuple I cannot take x of 0 and x of 1. So it is key and value. So this is a variable, this is b variable. So I'm taking this x, or this is y, so I'm taking as y over here. Got it? Yes or no?
Why?
No, sir. This x of 0 plus y.
See, if one is speaking, so we are all like mature people. If one is speaking, other can immediately keep quiet, and once he completes his question, maybe like if I answer, then the second person can start. So
In x and y, x is not the key, right, sir?
in x
It's the
and y,
value
see, this is a tuple, right?
making it x and y to not to sum up to the key, right?
See, don't go. See, every. If you talk about this, I have just given this for the simplicity. You can take this as a variable called a also, and you can take this variable as b also. No issues. Just for explanation, I'm just trying to take the same variable name. If you want to take other variable name, you can take, no issues. So I will call this as a and b. Okay, so the addition of a plus b will give me some value, so that will become a, and again it will be, again so on. So this is row wise addition will happen. So at that moment of time, whatever the commutative logic which you apply, that will become like this. And when it comes to key, means key value pair, one is key and one is value. And when it comes to row, whatever variable which you are assigned, entire data will be going into that. That is what I'm trying to explain, nothing else.
Yeah, so mean the values are added. The key is constant, but the value is getting added, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. X of 0 in that we are getting because we are summing up.
See,
Not we are not counting.
yes.
402.5 is getting when we are summing it up, right? That's why you are taking x of 0 plus. I was thinking why not y of 0 is being used.
That's what I'm telling. In a key value pair, you do not have x of 0 and y of 0. I'm taking the key or value. So I'm taking the entire column as a value. So I'm taking this y. This is not, when you talk about, I'm not taking a row, I'm taking a column. That's where I'm trying to explain. This is a row, this is a column, and this column is nothing but a tuple, a comma b. Got it or no?
Bit confused. Can you show that output that one that screen?
Yeah. See, one more thing. If I do not finish all the things, so whatever maybe that will be given as an assignment. Okay. Okay. Let's come back. Yeah. The output.
From that 4.0, it's getting because y is the next element in the tuple. That's why we are adding with y.
See, I have shown you the data here now. So if you see, the data is here, first three rows. Okay. So from this, I am taking 4.0. So 4.0 is coming here, and from this initial value 0.0 is taken. That's why if you see, this entire row was given. So that's why x of 0. And from this, I am taking my value. So that's why I'm taking y. So that's why 0 plus 0 is giving me 4. So this is like a sequential operation which I'm trying to apply. That is what I'm trying to do over here.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay?
No. Sir, but if you write x of 0 out there, so it will always add x of...
It will always
add x of 0 to y, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and that is a very good observation. May I know your name, please? Yeah, definitely. So for the first three rows, okay, so if we take these three rows, what will be the output? So I will take, so here, let me copy this, sorry, Control C, Control V, Control V, okay. So this is the first row, okay. So this is for the first row, it is taking initial value, Okay, that is 0.0, right? Sorry, my typo. Then plus y. What is y? 4.0, right? What will be the
Right.
output? 4.0. Again,
Right.
again what it will take? 0.0, right? Right? What it will take? Sorry, 0.0 plus what will be y? 4.0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And again for the third row, what it will take? 0.0 as the initial value, right?
Okay.
Plus what is the y? 4.0. That is nothing but a sequential operation. I am trying to see in this sequential operation, I am trying to prepare the data so that my logic or my final computation will be done to get me the output like this. That is what I am trying to do over here.
Okay.
As rightly identified by you, yes, for every row this will perform and this will be my output.
Right. Got it.
So are we clear
So,
till here? Oh yeah, yes ma'am.
like at the end, what are we going to get? Like,
I'll come to you. I'm just explaining this piece by piece.
okay. Okay.
Okay. Now quickly what I will try to do is I'll just write now when I want, so when I'm trying to get this ratings, I want the count also, correct? Okay. So if I want the count, simply what I will try to do is, okay, I will simply write x of 1 which is 0, okay, and a hard coded 1. What I'm trying to do, I'm just writing x of 0 and a hard coded 1. Okay, now x of 1, what is x of 1? 0. 0 plus 1, what will be the value? So here, okay, I'm just writing a comma. 0 plus 1, what will be the output? 1, right? After that 0 plus 1, what will be the output? 1, right? Again 0 plus 1, what will be the output? 1. So this sequential operation is getting applied, whatever the logic which you are writing, step by step. Initially it is taking the initial values, and whatever sequential operation and logic we are writing, it is taking the data and it is performing this. So as of now I have just finished with my sequential operation. So if I write these two pieces, my output will be something like this: 4.0 comma 1. Are we clear till here? With this logic I will get this.
Right.
So, sir,
Yes, got that. Yes, sir.
um, just a question, Hassan here on line number 25, aggregate by key.
Okay.
So, for the tuple which we have passed, shouldn't it be 0 and then the floating value?
0 and the floating value? No. If you see my output, I am taking this. So it will, the first is float and the second is integer.
Okay.
Okay, this is like, okay, means like when I'm trying to show you, it has shuffled over here and there. So while writing this, it has shuffled. So I'm taking this, only this, right? So here I'm trying to get 4.0. See, here I'm trying to write this lambda function, right, Hassan?
Yep.
And if you see over here, I'm trying to write this float value first, and then I'm trying to write integer value, right? And that is what required in my output, as per my output.
Okay, thanks.
Okay? Are we clear till here?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. If that is clear, and the final thing what I need to do is I need to show you the combiner logic. Okay? Actually, I should have shown this a little earlier, but again it's okay, because in the first example I did not show. Maybe like you might be getting over here. Now if we go over here, now let's come over here, not this file, let's come this file, or let's take here itself, because the data is over here mostly. Okay? Now let's scroll a little up. Okay, this is what I'm getting, 4.0. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay? Now this is my key and this is my value. When we talk about the, because see, whenever I'm getting a tuple, you always have to talk about key and value. If it is not a tuple, yes, then you can index it with 0, first and second, third and column. Okay? Okay, so I'm trying to apply a map function, so that is okay. So aggregate by key. So that is, do I need to close this? Yeah, I think this is, it needs to be created in a tuple, so I'll close this. That's what I was seeing. Okay, this has become my tuple, so output would be something like this. Okay, now what I need to do is, in the next, that is the combiner last logic, again what I will take x and I will take y. Okay, now here I'm trying to write, here again I'm trying to create a tuple. In that I'm trying to write x of 0 plus y of, I think x of 0, x of 0, y of 0, and finally I will just write x of 1 comma plus y of 1. Let's understand this. Okay, now why I have written this. Now, as I told you earlier, this is my key and this is my value, so this is x and this is y, right? When we talk about, so this will be my entire row, right? So if you talk about, this is a 2D dimensional. Okay, now from this x of 0, if you remember, if you take an example of this, can you see? So let's consider this as x, because I have written x, and this is y. This is how it will be flowing. Oh, sorry. Let's erase this. Okay, so this is x. Okay, this is y. Just for a naming convention, which is nothing but a key value. Now, when we speak about the computation, okay, so this combiner logic, how it will go? Okay, so from this row, where this row? Okay, this is the row. So this is x of 0. Okay, so this will be taken when we talk about the combiner logic. Okay, so this will become your first variable, which I have assigned. This is as x. That is this, and the second row will become y. Okay, just for explanation. Again, if you are getting confused, so I'll just say A or B. Now, how it will happen? This 4.0, which is nothing but x of 0, and the next of row of 0, that is nothing but 4.0. So for initial, ideally it starts from the current row while comparing to the previous row. For the previous row, I do not have anything, so it will give me 4.0 comma 1. But when it comes to the second row, this is x of 0 and this is y of 0. So 4 plus 0 and 4 plus 0, it will give me 8.0. Then x of 1 plus y of 1, it will give me 1 plus 1, it will give me 2. Then what will happen? This will become x and this will become y, or this will become, so A or B, whatever variable name you choose. Now 8.0 plus 4.0 will become my 12.0, and 2 plus 2 plus 1 will become my 3, and finally I will get my output. So this is how your entire aggregate by logic will flow. So let me copy this. So RDDs are, that's why RDDs were tricky to write the logic and complex to write, and that's where your life became easy when data frame came into picture, because the code writing becomes very easy as compared to RDDs. Okay, so let's say here I'm trying to say ratings map movie. Okay, I want dot, and what I will try to do is I'll try to assign this to some variable name. So let's say this is my aggregate ratings. Some name I'll try to give. Okay, hopefully no issues in this. So for I in aggregate ratings, okay, let me take my first 5 records and let's print of I, and let's execute and let's see what is the result. So we are interested in, sorry, I should have written solution 2 over here, but we'll rectify, means we'll recognize that. Okay, so if we copy this, Control C, and I'll just keep this as is, and we'll just minimize this because we are concerned about the solution. So if you see, we are getting the 6, we are getting the sum of rating, we are getting the count of rating. If you see, the key is 110, sum of rating is 955, and the count is 237. So the logic is working fine as expected, and this is the explanation for that. Any questions in this?
Sir, Ubaid here.
Yeah.
So, sir, I'm going with the first line, the lambda x y and x 0 plus y. So, in this, so you're considering the x 0 as an initial value which you have put it here,
Right.
the
This is
0
my.
point
This is my.
0.
Yeah.
And what you're considering here y means
Why
where
the
it
output of this? So ratings in ratings movie, I'm getting a tuple. If you see, I'm getting 4.5 and some value. If you go here, so this was the output. So here I was getting this key and this was value. So I'm taking value from here. So that value is considered as y.
so value you're considering y.
Yes.
So it will be considering that okay. Alright. And in next you are just considering each row as a x and y.
Yeah,
And,
because this is from here. See, this is the data. So whatever this logic is there or whatever the syntax is there, this is how the data transformation is happening. Initial value is getting this. X of 0, I'm getting this 0.0. Then from y, I'm getting 4.0 over here. So this is a sequential operation which will apply on all the rows. And finally, I will get this output. Now I want to do addition. So for that purpose, I'm trying to do x plus 0, y plus 0. If you want to traverse to the next row, okay, so that will be traversing based on the combiner logic. Okay, so x and y, you need to come. See, here I'm trying to say x and y, you can take a, b also, okay, if you are getting confused. And again, this will also work. It's not that you need to give the same variable name. So if you want to compare row by row, so the first row is x, if there is a tuple or multiple values. So the first row will be x, second row will be y. If you have defined, let's say, x comma y comma z, okay, sorry, x comma y comma z. So the first row will be x, second row will be y, and third row will be z. Depends on your logic, depends on your requirement.
can you go to the code again? Okay. Fine. I'm good.
Seth, one last question
Sure,
from my
sure.
end.
No last question.
Yeah, okay. So, in execution, it will take one row and it will compute the lambda one, the first lambda function,
Okay.
and then the second lambda function. Is that
Perfect.
correct?
Yes, because this is a sequential operation which will keep passing one by one to your combiner. And what combiner will do? It will take the first row from your sequential operation. It will do whatever calculation and store. As soon as one row will get from your sequence, again it will do the computation because the previous value is stored. That's why I showed step by step over here and row by row.
Got it. And in the second lambda function, x of 0 is not 0.0.
No, that is not 0.0. In this case, in that case, what I am trying to do, whatever the sequential operation is throwing me the values. This is the values it is throwing, right?
Right.
So
Right.
now here, first row is considered x and second row is considered as y. If I am trying to write a and b, see the variable name can change. Okay.
Got it.
So again, like it's just a replay. That's why I showed this example, because this will be entire row when you are trying to do commutative and associative function. One first variable, second variable, first variable, second variable, and this is key and this is value. That's how. That's why initially I showed this, and same is following on this explanation.
Seth, maybe we can
Let me
rename
finish with
this
the
variable
first.
as
Let me finish with one person, please. I'll come back, Saurabh. Sorry for that. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Are you done?
Yes, just one question more. So, if we don't have, like, y of 0 is the next row, right? So, for that, we need to have a lambda function already for y of 0. I mean, the above lambda function, the first lambda function.
Right. It should have now, because it will be giving me a key value pair, right? Because here I'm expecting the data, because the logic which I have written, it is expecting the first row and the next row. Okay.
Right.
And
So
finally the
for
last, and finally once it is not able to get the last row, it means that as you only said, okay. If you remember what you said, the combine is these operations are performing line by line. Yes. So as the for the first row combiner, what he is getting? He is getting this, and he is doing computation and just keeping quiet. As soon as he gets the second row, what he will do? He will take the previous row and second row, and he will keep quiet. And so for the row. And let's consider this is the last row. So what it will do? It will take the previous row, do the computation, and whatever the final computation is, and it will keep quiet. And that's how the final output he will give us to us.
Okay, got it. Thanks. Yeah.
Yes, Saurabh.
No, I was just saying that instead of keeping the variable as x and y, we can
Change it. Change
those
it.
as-
Change it. Change the variable
row
name
and next row,
yeah.
current row and next row. So this will
Yeah,
solve the
you can
confusion.
also do. Means again, like it depends, like how you first you need to understand, and once you understand, then you can name anything of your choice.
Hello, sir. Nisani.
Yes, Prasad.
Sir, in this sequential operation, we are going row by row.
Okay.
So for every row, the value of x will be the initial value that we provided.
Right.
That's what I'm asking. It is
Yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes, yes, yes.
But in
100%.
the combiner, why are we like every x is every x is the previous row that we.
Because in combiner, we are not trying to see. If you see here, it is not x of 0 plus y of 0, comma, x of 1 plus 1.
Yes.
Am I writing this like computation here? The combiner logic, again you need to understand what does combiner logic means. What, as the name itself suggests, it combines the data. Sequential operation, what it does, it will perform on every row and it will just give you the intermediate result. But what combiner does is, on the basis of, see, we are trying to apply a logic on aggregate by key, right? So
Yes.
on the key column, it will try to combine the data. So if you see, that's why 4.0 is my key, right?
Yes.
Okay, and this is value. So here I have written x plus 0, y plus 0 and x of 1 plus y1. So in this combiner logic, what we have written, consider this row as current row as Saurabh suggested, this row as next row. So we need to do current row plus next row for this key column. Similarly, I want to do current row plus next row for this value column. So that's
Right.
how I am doing.
Right.
Got it?
Yes.
So don't worry, again, like these are like tricky examples, okay? But again, like it's good to know, because nowadays like data frame is practice, and the same case, once we understand data frame and we'll write the data frame, and you will think, array, why we were writing so much complex logic, here we can do so easily, and that's how your life will become easy. But again, we need to understand RDDs also. What if like the data comes to you in an unstructured manner, which we are not able to capitalize using data frames? At that moment of time, you will have to deep dive into low-level APIs that is nothing but RDDs. And that's where your question comes, when to use RDDs and when to use data frames. Okay, any questions?
Yes.
No questions? So can I move forward, or do we need to take a break? Okay. Yes or no? Some response?
Let's have a break, sir. 10 minutes.
Okay, so before going on to break, quickly what I'll do, one thing is, let me just quickly open this. Actually, it was giving me some issue, that's why I'm just trying to close my PyCharm. What they have asked us to do is, they have asked us to create a function, right? But we have not created a function. So quickly I'll create a function. It just like, means like just copying the code and creating the function. It's just like 1 minute work I need to do. Okay, I'll do that quickly. So what I will do, I just comment this code. Before that, let me uncomment this. Okay, so what I will do is, I will need this controls. First I'll create my function. Okay, so what is the function name they have asked? Map to tuple. Okay, so let me create a function. Function map to tuple. Okay, and it will expect what should I give? Okay, it will expect one input as an RDD. Okay, so it is expecting a input RDD. Okay, and the logic which we have written, I'll just doing copy paste over here. And this, let me do a double click, Control C. So in this ratings movie header, okay, so ratings, so I will not pass this without header, so this will be passed over here. Okay, so this will do the same logic and hopefully I should get the same result. Control C, and I'll have to return. Okay, so and why this is becoming gray?
Sir, because you have not written the return statement.
Yeah. I'm just trying to write that only. Because of that only. Return aggregate ratings. ठीक है? Thanks, Hussein and Hassan. So Control C and Control V. Okay, so I'm just playing with the thing. So whatever we have written hard coded, let's see when I'm trying to wrap a function on top of that, am I getting the output or not? And why? Was there any error? Yeah, it is error aggregate ratings.
Sir, you have not used the function, you have to pass the.
Sorry. ठीक है, it's okay. Can you see it is giving us the error again? Like if you whenever you see this like red mark, identify. That's how I came to know okay, there is some issue with me. Okay, so what I have done is I have created a function, but I have not called that function. Okay, so simply what I'll do, I'll say output rdd equals to, so my function name was map to tuple, right? And in that I'm just trying to pass input rdd which I created. Okay, that's it. And here I will just say map to tuple. Okay, sorry, ratings without header should be passed. I'm doing mistake. Ratings without header, that will take, and finally in place of here it will be my output rtd. Okay, now the code looks good. Hopefully it should give me the result. Okay, so we are getting the same result with a wrapping the function also. Okay, so there are no constraints, so we have done manually also and we have done through a function also. Okay, so let's okay, so now we have understood the data nicely and I try to show a couple of examples nicely. Okay, now we'll try to make a move a little quicker. Now the third one, what it is telling is given the total ratings and count. Okay, so we already have this, right? So we have, okay, let's go a little up. So we have total ratings and we have count, right? So we already have this. So what it is telling, given the total ratings and count, that is number of ratings, we can find the average rating by dividing total rating and count. So we just need to find out the average rating. Okay, let's do this quickly now. So what I'll do is I'll copy this and let's come a little back. Just print multiple so that we'll, okay, so this is the third solution which we are working, right? Okay, so what it is asking is it is asking us to find out the average. Okay, let's find out. So let's say ratings average, okay, equals to, or let's give some name, let's say ratings tuple for ratings tuple, some name I'm doing. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the same function which I created, map to tuple. Okay, and I'm trying to pass this ratings without header. Okay, so when I'm trying to do what is the output I'm trying to get? I'm trying to get this, right? Sum of ratings and total ratings, correct? With this logic, that is what I'm getting the output. So that is what I'm taking over here. Now what I need to do, simply I just need to find out the average rating. So ratings average equals to, they have given us the hint. What they have given us the hint, they have told us in this what you need to do is you need to divide total ratings and you need to divide the count, right? Before that, if you want to see, let's control C, let's comment this out and control V. Okay, and ratings dot tuple, or anyhow like yahi pe output hai, right? So we are getting this output, correct, from the above function, yes or no? And
Sir, your voice is breaking.
so is it good now or still breaking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so if I execute this piece of line, so it will give me this output, right? That is what I am asking.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Need a response, because see, again, like if I start writing the code quickly, you won't understand. That's why I'm just trying to explain step by step. Otherwise, it's not for me, it's for you only. Either yes or no, it would be very appreciable. Okay, so this is the output which I'm getting from the above logic, right? Now, can you tell me, this is x of 0 and this is x of 1, right?
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
very low, like deadly, it's like
Yeah.
dead. So this is, see, this is an entire row, right?
Yes.
So this is the 0th index and this is the first index. From this, if I want
Okay.
to, so if I just write x of 0, okay, so what will be the output? The output will be 6, right?
Yes.
If I write x
Yes.
of 1, the entire tuple will be an output, which is nothing but a key value pair, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to find this. So what I will write in Python way, remember? X of
X
1,
of 1 of 0.
1 of 0, right?
Right.
Yeah. Comma 0.
Right? That will give me what it will give me? It will give me 402. Correct? And what I need to,
Yes.
and if I need to give, sorry, 40, and if I need to get 102, so I just need to write this, right? So this is my sum of ratings and this is my total rating. So I just need to do a average. So what I will do, simply I'll just do this, and this is the code which we need, right? So I'll quickly copy this piece of code, and okay, let's come over here. So let's remove this. Okay, so ratings average I'm trying to do. Okay, so from the map to tuple function I will get this. So let me write ratings tuple. Okay, and I'll try to apply a map. On this I'm just trying to write my lambda, which is anonymous function. Okay, now I'm just trying to consider everything as a row. So can you tell me in x what will be the values which will be coming? This is the output. What will be the values which will be coming in x? Let's test your understanding. So this is the output of this function, right? Now I have written lambda of x. So in this x, what is the output I would be getting?
First row.
Only first row. After that,
All the rows, sir.
all the rows. But again, both the answers are correct, one rows and all the rows. So row by row I will be getting. So this row will be x.
Yes.
After that, this row will be x. After that, this row will be x, and so on. Right?
Yes.
Cool.
Right.
So now what I need to do is, how is the output? Is it expecting a key value pair? कहाँ पे? So key. Okay, we need key and we need value. ठीक है. So what we'll have to do is, so I am trying to write an expression of an x. Okay, I need a tuple. See, I'm just going away. I need a tuple. That's why I'm trying to write open parenthesis and close parenthesis. So if I want the first key, so what I will write? X of 0, right? Simply I will write x of 0. I got my key.
Yes.
Now in the value, sorry, not here. In the value, what I need to have is this value, which is nothing but ratings divided by count. So whatever I have written over here, I'll just copy this and I'll just paste this, and that's how my key value is done and my entire flow is done. And I just need to copy this, and I just need to write for I in this, and let's take the initial 5 records. Okay, and let's print the I. Okay, and it is expecting, so this will come like, see, let's run this for the first time, then we'll round it up. Now hopefully you will get a little good understanding step by step once we move ahead, because the first two things were a little not complex, but needed to understand nicely. Okay, can you see we are getting 6 and 3.94 something, the same output we are getting, 6 3.94. So if you want to do round up, we can just apply a round function on top of this. Simply I will say round, I will just open this. Okay, inside this I just need to wrap it up, so by 2, and I need to close this. Okay, so what I have done, I have just applied a round function so that the values will be rounded up to the 2 precisions. Sorry, 2 integer precisions, yes, integers. So the next they are expecting is something like this. We will get the output. Okay, so earlier we were getting the computation like this, but now we should get the computation. Simple and straight. Any questions in the third one? Now hopefully you should get slowly and slowly you will get a hand. Okay, so let's go on with the fourth statement. What they are asking is, let's scroll a little down. Okay, so from above movie IDs, okay, so this is like movie IDs, that is what it is given to us. Okay, so this is a movie IDs mapped to the average rating. So this is the average rating. What they are asking is sort the result by average rating. It's nothing, we just need to sort the data in the descending order. So it's a very straightforward solution. So what we will take, simply we will try to, yes, so we will say the ratings average, whatever the variable name I will give, so but the new variable name I will give, okay, ratings average, and whatever now we have got the result, that is nothing but the movie ID and the average. Okay, and I need to sort that, so I'll try to do sort by. So if you remember earlier, I have used sort by key, and if I just say false, okay, let me just execute this for I in ratings average descending, and let's print I. Okay, so this is my fourth solution, right? Let's execute this. Yeah, so we need to sort the data. So pipeline RDD's object is not iterable. Okay, no issues. So it is not able to do that. So what I will do is, okay, so the issue, if you remember earlier also, like when I was trying to do I know, means like it was giving me, see this error it was giving me, it was telling me that your object is pipeline RDD, so we cannot apply methods or the actions on pipeline RDD. Okay, so that's what here. So what I will try to do, I will apply a sort by, and I will try to apply on the first column. Okay, so how will I say? Simply I will say lambda, I will define that x of the first column is nothing but 0 and 1, right? Because I need to sort in this in the form of descending, right? So that's why I've taken the second column, which is the first index, and I will simply say false. That's it, nothing else. So we can play with the code.
False means what?
By default it is ascending. We want the data in reverse order, right?
Okay. Okay.
That's what we are trying to do. Still, so what it is telling is for ratings average, still it is in pipeline RDD. Okay, let's understand what is the issue we are making then. So when I'm trying to do ratings average, okay, then I'm trying to sort by, then lambda fx of 1 for I in ratings average descending. That looks good to me. Why it is telling me an issue? Because 0 and 1. Okay, so that is giving me, so this I'm just using this, so key 0 and 1. Okay, so on the basis of that I'm trying to do, if that is the issue, okay, I got the issue. Let me just cut this for the time being. Okay, and the earlier method which I have written, sort by key, okay, and we will just write false. That's what I have. And let me just take the 5 records. Now let's execute this. See what happens in the project is, because when I started my career in 2017, okay, 2017, so I just switched into internal, like I took the internal IGP. Okay, at that moment of time, like even at that moment of time, I did not got an opportunity to work on RDDs. Okay, it was very minimal, just one-off case was there, so I have not heavily worked on RDDs, because mostly you will file data frames, pandas, all those things you will find. That's why, like, not in the habitual of this. Okay, so if you see, this is not functioning, so what we will try to do, the logic which I have written, now let's paste that and let's remove that. If it is not okay, now it should work and give us the result what we were expecting in the descending order. So we'll take the second column, that is nothing but the key, the first column, that is the indexing, and based on that we should get the data in the reverse order. Okay, so now if you see, we are getting the sorted data which is expected in like this. Okay, So sort by. So again, like very simple examples, but you'll get a flavor how to write the code. Okay, because from tomorrow onwards you will get assignments on RDD, so you should be able to write the code. Okay, cool. Let's.
Seth,
Yeah.
we were supposed to sort by ratings, correct?
Uh-huh.
So the average rating for these movies are for 5.0.
So
Is it taking all the ratings with same value?
no. I'm just seeing the first 5 records now. I'm not seeing the entire
Okay.
data.
Okay.
If you see the entire data, then you will
Got
get
it.
all the ratings.
Got it.
I'm just testing a few data, sample data. Okay?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, sir, what is the difference between an RDT and pipeline RDT?
So what happens in pipeline art? That's what the question which I sent, but no one has come up with the answer, right? So we need to work on those questions. Last week I have given the questions, right? Eight Spark questions I given, but no one has worked on that. So we need to work on the Python assignments. We need to work on the Scoop assignment. We need to work on the Hive assignment, as well as we need to work on the Spark moving ahead. So from the next week onwards, I'll give you interview question also. So your work will get more and more. So you need to work on this first.
Right.
If you don't get the answers by the end of the course, so all the answers I will be giving in a I already have the answers, but I want your efforts to become, because everything if I'll give, so it will be like a, again, it's not that I'm denying, but I want you to become independent. Okay, so just again, you should have got the issue, because if it is a pipeline RDD, it means like it is in pipeline. That is not the actual RDD. I've just given a hint. Okay. Okay, let's understand the fifth question. What it is telling from the movies file. So now we need to read the next file, movies file. Okay, we will read the movies file. It is telling, it is telling display first and second column. We will do that. So what is first and second column? So this is the 0th index. This is the first and second. So it is asking us to display title and genres. Okay, we will do that. And they are asking us split second column value based on this delimiter and repeat on every row. So what they are asking us, we need to split this column on the pipe delimiter and repeat on every row. Okay? That is what the requirement is. For that perspective, I'll have to read a file and that file name is movies file, right? So I will quickly copy this code and I will paste this over here, and I will just change some variable name. So this is my read movies, right? And it will be my movies.csv, correct? Then again in that I have a header, right? So I will just say that is movies header. So this variable will get replaced, because from this I want to get my first record. And finally I will create a movies without header variable. In that, from the actual data, okay, from the actual data I'm trying to filter the first record, and that first record is coming over here, right? Control C and Control V. I hope like this code is, I have done copy paste because I have explained minutely at the beginning of the session. Any questions in this code?
No.
No, sir.
Thank you.
No,
Let's
sir.
move. Yeah, thanks. Now let's move on with the fifth solution. Okay, let's again read what they have asked us. So from the movies display, okay, so first and second column and split. Okay, first and second column. Okay, so let's write for the fifth solution. So I will just say movie, and let's say I'm trying to apply a map. Whatever variable name, it's your call. So I have a header, RDD created with the name movies without header. Okay, I'm trying to apply a map. What is the map? Map is a function which get applied on all the elements. Okay, I'm trying to use my anonymous function, and first of all I think so I'll have to split that, and after splitting I'll have to get that first and second column. Got it? So every row will be considered as X. Okay, okay. And do I need to make a tuple? Are they asking us to make a tuple? Yes. Obed, if you are there, so if you see the output is in a tuple, can you see this output?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so if you see it's in a tuple, so this is my key and this is my value, so I am coming to know it's a tuple, so that's why I'm making a tuple. Okay, So it depends on requirement, and again it depends on what logic you will be writing after this. So you need to think on those terms, and it will come by practice, don't worry. Okay. So I want to first I will have to split that because it is a string of row, right? So if I split, every element will get splitted, right? I hope we are good with this. X dot split. Okay. So I want my I want my first and second element, right? So 0, 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 I want. So I'm taking my I'm taking my first, that is nothing but my movie's title. Okay, and what I will try to do is I will simply, okay, let's write this. So after this, what I need to do is I need to split the second column. So again, what I will try to write, simply I will write x dot split, okay, based on comma, but here I need to take my title, that is the second column. Okay, I hope this is making sense now. 1 and 2, when I'm trying to split, why I'm writing 1, why I'm writing 2, all these are making sense now. Okay, yes, no,
Yes.
beautiful, thanks,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Now I am trying to write some variable name, because what they have asked us is, yeah, what you do is first display the two columns, but you need to separate that and repeat on every row. If you see the first row, can you see this first Toy Story 1995? It has 5 elements. So what is that? Adventure, animation, children, comedy, fantasy. Adventure, animation, children, comedy, fantasy. Okay, so I'm repeating that on every row. That's why they are saying this. Okay, that is very important point. Now let's come back to the code which we are writing. Okay, so movie flatten, I'm take my movie map which I have derived from above. Okay, here which transformation I will use? Any suggestions from your end?
Flat map.
Beautiful, thank you so much. May I know your name, please?
Anurag.
Anurag. So remember the difference between map and flat map? Any suggestions? What is the difference between map and flat map?
A flat map will flatten the data and then it will map to all the
But
elements.
again, your definition is incorrect, right? In flat map, what will happen first?
It will just flatten the data first.
No,
It will give multiple output for every
no,
input.
no, no, no. I'm asking for the basic layman definition.
It will split.
It will map and then flatten.
Beautiful. First, it will apply the map function on all the elements, then it will flatten the data. Okay? See, these terminologies in interviews will matter for you. Okay? Thank you. So, flat map. Okay? Now, what is the output I'm getting? I'm getting a key, right? And I'm getting a values, right? Okay? And based on the values, I need to repeat on every row, right? So instead of flat map, I will just say flat map values. That's it, nothing else. So now what it will do, it will flatten the data based on the value, not on key value. Are we able to understand the difference between flat map and flat map values? X, okay, I'm just trying to say x dot split, and the separator is a pipe symbol. Do I need to escape this? Let's see if it gives an error. Sorry, if it does not give the required output, we'll try to escape that. Okay, but I think we should get. For I in movie flatten, let's take few records, that is 5, which we are interested in, and let's print I. Okay, and we are interested in the 5th solution. Let's execute the 5th solution. So what is we are expecting? Toy Story 1995 and all the records. Okay. So Toy Story looks good. Okay, we are getting the output as expected. Any questions why I used flat map values in place of flat map? Because I needed to flatten the data based on values. That's why I used flat map, and to addition I have used values. Right?
But since you have not used the second value, I mean the pipe delimited one.
Pipe delimiter यहाँ पे दिया ना दोस्त. Sorry, I have given over here, right? What I am trying to say, first apply the map function. Okay. So what will be the output of this? Okay, the output of this would be like this. Let me copy the data. for you. Okay, so let me copy the data. So here I'm trying to apply a tuple, right? So I will get, sorry, copy paste nahi ho raha hai. Okay, sorry. So this will be my key and this will be my value. Are you means means like, are we correct till here? The code, this code will give me this output. Yes, no,
Yes.
right? So this will be my key and this will be my value, right? So if you see in this value, so what it will do, flat map. So map, what it will do, it will apply the logic of key value which I have written over here of splitting on all the rows, right? One by one, and the output type. So I'm just taking first row. Now what I need to do, what they have asked us is, they asked us to split the second value and repeat on every row. For that purpose, I did not use flat map. I used flat map values. It means that just take this, split it, and then flatten it so that it will repeat on every rows. So that's why I split and I've used pipe as a symbol. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's move. Any questions? I hope like it's going smooth now after that first two examples. Okay, cool. Now what they are asking us is sixth question. From movies file, split the data based on second column. Okay, we have already done this, right? Okay, so from movies file, split the data based on second column. Okay, we will do that. Acha, means like they are asking only for second column, 0, 1, 2, that is title. And display only action. It means like filter we need to apply. Okay, let's go to the code. So what is they are asking us is, from the movies file, split the data based on second column. Okay, see, I know the data, that's why I'm 0, 1 and 2. So once you get split the data, okay, then you need to get the comedy data. That's what they are asking us. Okay, so let's do that quickly. So that is like sixth solution. Okay, so we'll try to first we'll try to split it. Okay, so let's write a movie, let's say filter, any variable identifier name we'll try to give, and we have movie map. Can we take movie map? Okay, so can I take this variable, sorry, can I take this identifier or variable?
Yes.
Right, I can use my previous variables also, right? So what I will do, I will take that variable, I will try to take a filter. Okay, in this I am trying to apply an anonymous function, but I want to apply my logic on this only, right? So I will just copy this because that is what is required, right? So I will just say simply what I will say, x of I don't need to say because that is already functioning. So after functioning this is my key, and the entire row, if you remember, one more person previously asked the question. So the output of this row was Toy Story, that was my key, comma, and it had multiple values separated by a delimiter, right? So this was the output of my first row. From that, key is Toy Story and the value is this entire thing, right? So this is x of 0 and this is x of 1. So what I am trying to take here, where is the code? Here. So in this, I am just trying to say, please take only x of 1, which are nothing but values, and see that equals to is falling into comedy or not. That's it. Or otherwise, you can rewrite this entire code over here and apply that. But I'm just trying to make use of my previous thing. Okay. So I got that. And
But we will have to split that first, correct?
यहाँ पे split हुआ है ना, sorry, here it
No,
has
split
already
by
splitted ना.
But it got split in movie map, not in that.
So I'm trying to use that RDD over here, right?
can you go back to assignment?
Can we?
Can you go back to the output where the Excel file?
Okay.
So in genres we have adventure, animation, children, comedy, and fantasy. So we need to pick only let's say comedy. So this will have to split by this pipe, correct?
Okay, I got you. Yeah. So as of now, yes. If they are asking like, are they saying, means it depends on the question. Are they asking us like any row which is having a comedy, or only the row which is having the comedy. So if it is asking only the row for the comedy, then you'll have to apply a flat map value and take the data, means apply a filter on top of that. But if they are saying anywhere it is available, just filter me that. So I can use like that. It based on requirement. But that is a valid point from you, Saurabh. I got you. So did we understand like what Saurabh was trying to ask? So if you see in this, comedy is here also and comedy is here also. So should I get only this record or should I get both the records? Is that your question, right, Saurabh? Hello? Am I connected?
Yes, sir. I lost
Okay.
the connection.
Yeah, no issues. So we'll try to do that. Okay, so simply what I'll try to do, apply a filter. Okay, and what they have asked us is from the movie file, split the data and display and remove the tuple. See, they have asked us to say remove the tuple. So I need to remove the tuple also. So what I will say, movie without tuple. Okay, so the above RDT is nothing but movie filter. Okay, then in this I'm trying to apply a map because that needs to get on all the rows. So simply I'll just go as it is, lambda of every row will be considered as x. Okay, and if you remember the format identifier using string dot format, that percent, I can make use of that. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to use my I'm trying to use my placeholder over here. We know this, right? Why I'm trying to write this curly braces?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to write dot format, and in this I'm trying to write x of my 0 will be my key. Okay, and sorry, I went outside, and here it will be x of 1, and this should give me the tuple should be removed. And for I in movie without tuple, let's take few records from the beginning and finally print those. So we are interested only 6 solution. So are we good? We have removed the tuple and we are getting the data for comedy. Any questions on the 6th solution?
No.
Okay,
No.
cool. Let's use the 7th. From movies file, split the data based on circle column and sort that. I think this can be done by you. I don't need to do this. We'll be able to do, means like again, we just need to sort the data. It's nothing else. Can you see this question? What it is asking is from movies file. Someone is not on mute. Please be on mute. So okay. So what they are telling is from movies file, split the data based on second column. You know how to split. Okay. Map lambda of x, split the data. Then apply the filter, which we have already done, and you just need to apply a sort. So you can use sort by. Can I skip this, or should I do?
Yes.
Means like again, it's your call. It's just
Yes.
one line of code
Yes.
I need to write.
Yes.
Either means should I skip or should I write? Anything
I
is
think
fine.
we can do it.
Okay, so I'm just skipping because we just need to apply a sort by, and we have already applied sort by a little earlier. Okay, so I'm just trying to save a little time so that I can finish it off. I think I have 8, 9, 10, 11. So maybe like yeah, so 9th one and 10th one will take a little time. Okay, so let's come to the 8th one. So what it is telling is find the average rating. Now this is a little tricky one, not tricky, but again like we'll have to do lots of x of 0, x of 1 and those things, okay, which I recall. Okay, let's understand the question. From the average, find the average ratings on movie ID. Okay, what they are asking is find out the average rating on movie ID and sort in reverse order of average ratings to fetch the result. Now if you see, ratings is available in the ratings file and movie ID is available in the one file. So there are two things which will have to join. So based on that, we'll have to find out. Okay. Did we understand this question?
Yes.
Reverse order means
Reverse is
ascending
like
order.
just
Sorry,
descending order.
descending. Yeah.
Okay. So let's try to work out and let's see how far we can go with correct or wrong. Let's see that. Okay. Okay. So first I will try to see movies and ratings अपने को join करना है. ठीक है. So first I'll take movies tuple and let's say movies tuple, let's say J1. Okay. Or let's say movies tuple. We do not have any name of this, right? Cool. We do not have if or let's say movie tuple join to be precise. Okay. Now, so what is my RDD that is without header? So that is nothing but my movies without header, right? This is the one. Okay. From this, I need to first of all let's go to the movies file and let's understand what are the columns which I'll have to pick. So this is the movies file. If you see movies.csv, I need movie ID, right? Okay. So I'll be needing this because this is my joining key. So I'll take this 0. Okay, so let me apply, let's say control alt DFF. Okay, so let's say what is the, let's come over here 5.0, that is America. So what was that? Lamerica, sorry. Let's search that. So it's an Excel. So Lamerica. There is a typo, something it looks like. Okay, we got that. Let's say okay. I'm just trying to relate the data. Okay, so if you see, Lamra has like a 53 as a movie ID, and if I go to my ratings and if I just go to 53, I should get that. That is what my expectation is, because if I join two data set, so it's a little slow. And let's go a little down. And I'll take this. So I'm just trying to show you the data. Okay, so if you see on the basis of that joining, okay, so I'm getting two ratings of 5. Okay, so I need to join this, I need to get the ratings from here, and I need to get my title from here. That's how the output is looking like, I guess. So if you see, this is the title and this is nothing but the ratings, average ratings. Okay, and we know how to find out the average ratings. We have seen last time also. Okay, let's do that quickly now, if we understood the data and a little problem statement. Okay, so what I will do is from the movies file, I'll need my first column and second column. The indexing will start from 0, so I'll take 0 and 1. Okay, okay, so let's try to apply a lambda. Okay, here I need to create a tuple. That's why I'm writing open parenthesis and close parenthesis coming x of split. Okay, sorry, x of split. So this will be, why am I going typos? So x of split, okay, based on comma, I need to take my first element, which is nothing but my 0th index. Okay, as soon as I take that 0th element, I need to take my x dot split on the basis of delimiter as a comma. I need to get my first element also. So what I have done in this, yeah, this is the file. So 0 and 1, so I'm getting this. Okay, let's come back. Now I need to go to ratings tuple. Ratings tuple, let's say join equals to, so that RDD without header something is there, ratings without header. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just quickly do copy paste of this code just to save some time. Okay, I'll apply a map, but here from this ratings, let's go to the ratings. I need this, right, movie ID, and I need rating. So 0, 1 and 2. So I'll just change the column preferences. So this is 1 and this is 2. Hopefully these two lines are making sense to you. Okay, now I'm trying to join. So let's say join data. So movies tuple, movies tuple join. I need to join on which the ratings tuple join. Ratings tuple join. A simple inner join I am applying. Okay, as of now I do not have any requirement that I need to get the entire data from my left table or right table, but if you have that, then you can apply left outer join, right outer join, which I will be explaining in very minute detail once we go to data frame. Data frame is the place where I will be investing much time and explaining you everything. So RDDs, it's just like whatever is required with the interview perspective, and if you get a scenario, you should be able to flow. Mostly you won't get it. Okay, so I've joined the data. After joining the data, okay, so
Do we need to specify the join condition as well?
no, it will automatically identify. It is by default, it is an inner, and it very smart enough to identify the joining key. We don't need to
Okay.
do. Okay. Okay. So once I got that, okay, so
But sir,
let's.
what if we have the column name different in both the?
Then you'll have to specify.
Okay.
I'm just trying to show you the intermediate result, how it is looking like. Okay, after joining, and based on that, then we will just try to select few records which is required for our output. Okay. So which is the one, eighth one, right? So we need this. So I'll just take only one row. I'll just do copy, Control C. Where is the year I'm getting, right? This is the output. So I'll just comment this and paste it over here. Okay. Okay. Now this is the data I'm getting. So 4 is nothing but, I think, movie ID. Okay. And this is nothing but the title. And 3.0 is nothing but your ratings. Okay. That is what I'm able to identify. Okay. Cool. Now what I will try to do is, okay, so if you see, this entire is one tuple. Okay, so this is 0, and again inside this one more tuple. So this is 0 is the 4, and the highlighted one is the first indexing. And if I you know now this, from this, if I want to know x of 1 of 0 and x of 1 of 1. Okay, so we are good till here. Now what I will try to do is, I will try to write something. Let's see what I'm trying to write. Okay, I'm trying to write some variable name. Let's say map data. So from the above RDD, I'm trying to apply a map logic, okay, or map function to be precise, and I'm trying to pick only the required values in a tuple. Okay, and that is nothing but x of 1. I'm coming out x of 1 of 0. Okay, and here, sorry, I came out. After this, I just need to specify comma. Okay, and I need to get my ratings. Okay, and ratings is in float. So first let me write x of 1. Let's come out again, write 1. Okay, and this entire thing I will wrap in float. Float. So did we understood what I took? I took this x of 1 of 0 and x of 1 of 1. So do we understood what will be the output of this code, right? So I'm getting this and I'm getting this. I'm just selecting few elements which is required. Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go back to the second question where we did the challenging work to understand the statement. So we'll try to use the same logic over here. Sorry. कहाँ पे गया? So okay, let go over here. Let's go a little up and let's pick me this is the code which I'm looking for. Control C and Control V. Why? You'll come to know. Okay. Okay, so what is they are expecting us to do is, okay, so we are on the 8th solution. 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay. So they are asking us find out the average ratings on movie ID and sort in reverse order to fetch the below result. Okay, so this is the title name and this is the average rating. So what they have done. So for that, first, do I need to? Yeah. So this is like, let's give some name. So this will, I'll give something name like output. Let's give some name that is output movies. Okay, let me just cross check. So let me copy this map data as an RDD. Okay, so 0 of 0. So this logic is correct. So it will give me no issues. So that should work straightforward. Okay, because I'm playing with this ratings, that will be considered as Y. So I don't need to explain that. Hopefully, like, you should get that right. Now I'll try to find out my final average movies, what they are looking for. Okay, so the output movies variable, okay, I'll try to apply a map logic and I'll try to a lambda on this. Okay, then I will be having my tuple inside this. Okay, so x of 0. Okay, and let me come out a little. And if you remember, the average also we have taken. If you remember that average wala code we just did a little while earlier. Okay, so I'm taking an average wala code. So that is what we have done a little earlier. So I'm just trying to take the code which we have already written. So this is the average code. Okay, so round of this, hopefully it should be fine. So let's come over here and paste this over here. Okay, so this is like on the basis of that we'll just see. This is again like you know this, like what is aggregate by doing is, okay, because I've explained in very minute. You can play with the data, or maybe like after this you can just apply a for loop and see what is the outcome. Then why I'm trying to write this, you will get to know. Okay, and I think like we need to sort the result based on, so that is nothing but average movies I need to take. Okay, and finally I'll try to apply a sort by, again, which I have written this code earlier also, lambda of x, which will be the variable. I'll take my key, sorry, value that will be on my first element, and I'll just say it's as a false, and that should be my final output. And let's see, for I in sorted result, let's take few records. Okay, and let's do print of I. Okay, if all goes well, we should get an output, or else we'll have to debug what are the issues. Okay, this is like again jet join data, it will come again. So this you might have not understood because I have written the logic without explaining. So let me scroll a little down. Okay, scroll a little up. Okay, I'm not interested in this because I forgot to remove that for loop of over here. Okay, so this is a little problem. Let me just no, let me explain the data. Okay, if you see, I'm interested in this for loop, I'm not interested in this for loop. So if you see, I'm trying to get the data. Let's scroll a little top. Okay, so if you see Lamrica 1994, Sandpaper, and so on, this is what it was expected from us. Okay, so we are getting this. It is a little tricky and a little, but again, like I have explained the first two codes very minutely. If you are not able to understood why I have written this, why I have not written that, what you can do is you can just, I will be sharing this entire code on the email. After every RDD you can apply a for loop and see the output and take one row each time and you can compare. I hope like you should be able to get that, right? Any questions in understanding this 8th solution, or should I explain what I'm trying to do in the 8th solution?
So can you show the code once again?
Yeah, it is opening. So actually there was a little issue. Yeah, this is the code in front of you. So I think we are left only 3 and we should be able to finish in 30 minutes. So first we are trying to create 2 RDDs, then we are trying to join. From that join we are just getting title and ratings ID. They have asked us, okay, to find out the average ratings. Okay, for that we need to, based on the key and based on the value, we are trying to do this x of 0 plus y of 0. So I'm trying to get that, and after that I'm trying to apply my logic of my average. You can go like step by step. After every row, just apply a for loop and you will get the output, and try to relate it, you will get the solution for sure.
So, Seth, I have one question.
Sure.
When we are using join, we don't have to provide the column we are joining in.
That's what the earlier question was. So by default, the inner join expect takes the key, like here if you see, the movies ID column, that is nothing but over here, and if you go over here also it is having movie column. As Saurabh said, if the column names are different, then we'll have to specify that explicitly. Otherwise, it is smart enough to identify the column names and join on that column name.
But we are removing the headers, so how it identify that it is
It is internally absorbed that. See, again, like after removing the header, but again like that is passed to that, right?
okay.
So internally it identifies that because we have mapped individual column to that column name. So first in the ratings read files, we are getting the data with column name. Second, we are trying to remove the header, but each header is mapped to the column name, right? So when we try to do split, it internally recognizes this column is mapped to this column name.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we good? So only 3 hours left, so I think we should. Please be on mute. Please be on mute. Okay, so let's understand the 9th question. So what they are asking is fetch only closed orders and format date into MMDDYY. Is Archana in the session? I think she left. Maybe she might have gone to sleep. Okay, okay. So her question was related to str p time, string pass time and string f time. Okay, so that is the solution which we'll be seeing over here. So I just thought of her because she asked me that question. Okay, now if you see, we need to go with the orders file. So I have given you orders file also. Okay, see the date format how it is coming, and we need the date format like this. We need to get only close records. So fetch only close records and format into this date. That's what they are asking. Okay, let's quickly do that. So let me go top. I need to read my file. Okay, so which file I'll have to read now? I'll have to read my orders file, right? So I'll just change few variable names here and there with my, is it orders.txt or orders.csv? It is orders.txt. So let's change the extension as well. Okay. Then again it has a header, orders header. So let me quickly, so this is incorrect. So let me say read orders. Okay, and this is nothing but my orders header. So let me double click on this, copy from this. I am trying to remove the first. Okay, and finally my orders without header will be there. Okay, actual data will come from this RDD. Okay, the header will come from this RDD and eventually it would get filtered. Okay, so finally my orders without RDD is ready for computation. Let's move on to the 9th solution. Okay, so now what they are asking us is we need to find out the close orders and we need to format the date. Okay, first let's find out the close orders. So orders closed equals to, so what is the RDD? Orders without header, right? This is the RDD which I'm interested. Okay, so I'll simply apply a filter. Okay, then I'll take each row as, sorry, lambda anonymous function I did not use. I'll consider every, so see anything I can write. I can write row, line, x, y, I, any variable name. It's your call how you identify that variable name. Okay, so here I'm considering every row it will be coming in this row x variable which I have written. Okay, most of the time if you see I was using xxx, so now I have changed over here. Okay, now what I need to do is let's go to the orders. Okay, so order ID, order date, order customer ID. So we're in 0 1, okay, and 0 1 2 3. If you see, this is the third index. Okay, so I'm just trying to, so this is the 0th index, this is the first, this is the second, and this is the third. Okay, so we are interested in the third. So that's why what I'm trying to do, row dot split. Okay, it will be split on the basis of comma, and I need to get my third, which is the 4th column from my file, which is equal to closed. Okay, I will get my closed orders. Okay, if you want to test this, you can just apply a for loop and see the output. I'm pretty sure it will work. But again, like, you can test your each output, or maybe like what you can simply do is read the that's why as a developer what we do is, if we are unsure of our code, we simply copy the code and execute in the REPL and see whether the intermediate output is getting as expected or not. If not expected, then the future code which we are writing, again, it will become irrelevant. Okay, so you can do those things. Now I need to format the data. Okay, so let's show you the data. Okay, so we are interested in the ninth solution of data, how the data is coming. Let's execute this piece. Okay, so close Redder, and then we'll have to import one module. Okay, so if you see, this is the data which I am trying to get, and all the data is belonging to the close orders. Okay, let me copy one piece or one row so that I can relate to you what code I am trying to write and what it is making a sense to you or not. Okay, let's go a little. Okay, so what I'm trying to find is, I'm trying to see, if you see this date is YYY hyphen mm hyphen dd ss microsecond. Okay, I need to format that. So what I'm trying to do is orders some variable name, let's say format date equals to, what is my previous variable RDD name? That is nothing but orders closed. Okay, I am trying to apply a map. Okay, now here let's go piece by piece. Okay, so lambda lambda. Okay, every row will be considered in any variable of your choice. If you want to name it x, if you want to name it row, if you want to name it line, it's your call. Okay, now what I'm trying to say, should I not required, is Obed in the class or did he left?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, I'm right.
Obed, if you see, like you were asking when we need to go for tuple, if you see now there are four columns. Okay, if you get a requirement, okay, you need this value and this value, it's your call. You can make a tuple and you cannot make a tuple. Both are available to you. If I say x of 0 and if I say x of 3, I will get first and last record, but if I put that in parenthesis, it will become a tuple. If I don't put in parenthesis, it will become a string. Are you getting that?
Yes.
Based on scenario and requirement, you'll have to do that. Okay, as you asked that question, so it just reminded me. Okay, so what I will do, what I am thinking is, everything if I take in tuple. Okay, so just formatting this. Okay, okay, so I'll take each. So if you see over here, did we missed some column name got eradicated? Okay, so 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so simply what I will write, x dot split. Okay, we are going to split on the basis of comma, and here I will be getting my zeroth that is the first, that is order ID. Okay, then I am trying to write now here, if you see my second value, which is nothing but a date time, and I need to change into a particular format from Python. Remember, if you remember, so from date time we have a class, and that class is nothing but date time. Remember this, I have shown last week, in the last week of Python session.
Yes.
I hope we remember this. Okay, from the datetime module we are importing the datetime class, and in the datetime class we have different methods like strip time, string format time. strp time stands for string parse time. strf time stands for string format time. Okay, I will be making use of those things. That's why I'm trying to write over here. Okay, so let's understand that. Okay, so first of all I will write x dot split. Okay, basis on what is the delimiter, this, and what is my index? The index is nothing but my first. Any questions till here? I'll need a response at least in this line, because there is a small logic I will be writing. Okay, so with this, will I get this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now from this, I want to get till here only. What I will do? Do we know slicing operator? So what I will do, I will start from 0, but delete the last two, which is nothing but 0 and this dot. Are we good with this?
Yes.
Slicing operator. ठीक है? Right?
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now from the datetime class, okay, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to from the datetime class, I'm trying to I'm trying to use one module, okay, which is, as I told you, strp time and strf time. Okay, so whenever the data is in string, we use strp time. Remember, I have shown in Python. So go, if you're not clear, hopefully you'll have to recall those. So here I'm trying to use string parse time. Why? Because my data is in string. Okay. Okay. What is the format? Can you tell me what is the format it is coming? It is coming in Y. After that, I have colon. After that, percent %y. What is that? July is month, right? So can I say that is percent
Sir,
m?
after Y there is dash.
After that,
After Y there is dash.
slash है क्या? Okay, sorry.
That.
Yeah,
Hyphen.
yeah. Sorry. It's my mistake. I should have given this over here. Percent %y, percent %m, okay, hyphen, then I'll have percent %d, right? Then we have space, right? Then we have percent %h colon, then we have percent %m as minute, then we have, then we have colon, then we have percent %s, capital S string. So, do you know, means like, are we able to understand this, what I have written?
Yes.
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 So what I have done is I have
Yes.
converted a string to a date using strp time, string parse time. Okay. Now the remaining column is nothing but 11:59 and this. So I'll just quickly copy this piece of code and I'll save my time. Okay. So paste this, comma, finally place this, and I'll just pull this up and I'll just change this. So this will be 0, 1, 2, right? And this will be finally 3. So I have mapped all the columns. Any questions in this piece of line?
No.
Okay, no questions. So let's see the data how it is coming, because you
Sir,
will
what
not
will
be
be the
getting the output in a
what?
correct format, because you will be getting, I think, like you will be getting a date object. Then you'll have to use strf time on top of that to format as per your requirement. Because in RDD it becomes a little tricky, but when you goes to data frame, there is like a very sophisticated method, date underscore format. Straight away you can change it. But here we need to go to 2 layers. String to date. Can you see the date time object which I was expecting? Now from this, I will be picking the format which I want with the strf time, which is the format time. Now it is a date time object, right? Now I can apply my strf format time. Let's do that. Now what I will try to do is, let's say final result I want, orders result, okay, which is a close result equals to. So the earlier one RDD is nothing but my orders close, right? I'll try to apply a function on top of that. Okay. So now simply I will just say I'm trying to apply a lambda reading the entire row as X. Okay. And here I'm trying to use my string format identifier. Remember a little earlier. So first column, second column, third column and fourth column. Okay. Then what I will try to do is, so is string embed, okay, dot format. Okay, what I'll have to write, dot format and open parenthesis. Let's write step by step. So let's write for the first, let's go a little back and let's write for the first. So x of 0 will come as it is because I don't need to change anything. Okay. X of 1 I need to change, right? Because that's where my stuff needs to get changed. So what I will say, please format as per the requirement. And what is the requirement? The requirement is here. So it is MMDDYYY, correct? So I need to specify in that format. So they are expecting in %M slash. Okay, they are expecting in %D slash. They are expecting in %Y. So done. Then finally I just need to X of 0, 1, 2. And finally I just need to write X of 3. The remaining column as is. I am not doing any changes in those things. Okay, so let's remove these spaces and let's copy this RDD and let's paste this over here and let's execute this. And let's see the output, and that should be the required output that is being expected from us. So that is the 10th one, right? No, sorry, 9th one. So I think we need to complete 2. Yeah, we should be able to finish in okay, there is an issue. Okay, so let's understand there is some issue. And
Seth, I think you have to take another ID which is there.
okay, so it
Yeah, it
is
should
telling
be.
is
Which we which we have converted it.
You have taken orders closed. It should be the other one.
okay. Thank you so much. Let's ठीक है. Meanwhile I will just look the 10th question, join order and add. अच्छा, यहाँ पे 2 join लगाना पड़ेगा. The 11th one. ठीक है. This will consume a little time. Okay, so we have got the data, and if you see, this is order ID, this is order date, and this is, I don't know what is the column, and this is order status. Okay, we have like order ID, order date, and order customer ID. Okay, so that is order customer ID column, and see, if you see, the date has been formatted as per the required format. So did we get this?
Yes.
What about others? Are we able to get the hang, like what I'm trying
Yes,
to
sir.
do?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? No questions, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
So, yeah. So let's see the 10th and 11th. We'll just stretch till 10-15 minutes. Okay, and we'll finish it off. So what I need to do is I need to join orders and order items. So I already have orders. So I just need to take order items. Please be on mute after question. Thank you so much. So let's quickly copy the order items.txt, and someone is not on mute. So I just need to take now order items. Okay, I'll just quickly copy this. See, as of now I'm not showing the code in a functional way, like writing functions in one file, parameters in one file, and writing my code and calling those. I don't want to, because as I told initially, let's get comfortable for writing the code. Once we are comfortable in writing the code, what I will do, in one Python file I will write all my functions, reusable functions. In one Python I will write my parameters. In another file I'll write my helper functions, and wherever I'm trying to write my Python PySpark programs, I will try to refer those 3 files by importing those modules into my existing code. Okay, I will show that, but as of now it's very early, because if I show you at very beginning, maybe like you will get panic. But first let's go with the flow, understand, get a habit of writing the code, get confident, and then we'll jump to that. Okay, so that is there, don't worry. Okay, so this is done. So this was like no, I just needed to copy paste. Okay, so the file name is order items, right? And what is the file name over here? Order underscore items. So let me just say order underscore items.txt. Okay, so here we will say this is order items. Let me double click this, and the header will be removed, and finally I will say order items without header from my original data. Whatever the header which I got, I need to filter that. So ideally order items without header. Okay, so the 2 data sets are available. One is orders and the other is order items. Okay, straightforward. So now we just need to complete 2 quickly. So I'll quickly write the code and maybe like I'll quickly explain, because here actually a little explanation is required, because again you should get that hopefully, but let's see how it goes. Order items, let's say order items tuple. Okay, so the first order order file and order items file, two files are there. Okay, so I'm trying to play with them. So order items without header, this is I want because I don't want the header inside there. Okay, then I'll try to apply a map logic. Okay, so lambda, the x is a variable, so what are the columns? So order items, काफी सारे columns है. So 0 1 2, sorry, so this is 0th column, this is the first column, second, third, fourth and 5. Okay, so there are 5 columns. So quickly like we'll try to write. And what I will do is, see, first of all let's understand, like few people had questions. Now if you see, again that is a very good scenario. If you see here, order ID is the joining key. Okay, are we able to understand this? And if you remember and take in this,
Yes.
so I can
Yes.
see order item order ID, order item order ID, which is the second column. That is like a foreign key to that. So based on that, if this is the order ID, so based on that I will try to apply a join. Are we able to understand these two columns? Order item, order item, order ID, and this
Yes.
order ID. So the join will be happening on these two columns. Okay? For that, what I'm trying to do from my orders items, okay, which is nothing but this, I am trying to create a data in a key value pair, because I will be applying a join on the key. Automatically it will identify. Okay? So see, based on the requirement, I'm trying to map the data, or I'm trying to write the logic, or I'm trying to create my own RDDs, and based on that I will keep on writing the logic. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so here what I will try to do is, first I will try to create a, I think x of split. So 1, that is order item order ID, and what is the first column name of this? That is order item order ID. Okay, so that is 1 and 0 I will take, then 2 3 4 5 as it is. I think even if I take as it is, it should not be a problem, but the only thing is when I'm trying to join, it should come on the first column. Okay, got it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to write first of all, let me just pull this a little down so that no syntax issue errors should come. Okay, so this is a tuple. So x, let me take this down as well. Why this XML is coming? Not so early. Okay, so x dot split. Okay, so I'm trying to split on the basis of comma. Okay, so this will be my order item order ID, that is the second column. I will take that as a key. Then x dot split on the basis of comma, then the remaining columns, that is nothing but my 0. Okay, after that x dot split based on my comma, I'm trying to take the remaining, so not dictionary or set. So it is like 0 1 has gone. Let's say 2. Let me copy this quickly. Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, so I'll just need to there. So this is 0 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so all the columns are being mapped appropriately. Okay, so this is a tuple and this is getting closed over here. Okay, so looks good to me. Just wait a minute, someone is at the door. Okay, so I'm trying to form, but what I'm thinking is, so this needs to get closed somewhere, because this is a key, and so ये वाला close हो गया and ये वाला, so it looks good to me. I think it, even if it is not giving an error. So this is forming a tuple, and this is, so this looks good. ठीक है?
Sir, question. Do we always need to have a tuple to join together?
It's always, because based on the key we always join. So it's always primary. That's what like we follow in the RDD's concept. So whenever you want to join, make a tuple, because that will be key. One column will be key and the rest will be value. So the join will be happening on the key column. So it's
Okay.
always a suggestible that we go for key, that only.
Got it.
ठीक है. So x orders.map lambda. ठीक है. So this looks good. Let's see, whatever the errors come, we'll try to troubleshoot. As of now, I don't see any root cause. Let's say orders tuple, okay, equals to, then I need to use my orders without header ID, something like, right? This is the one. Okay, orders without order items and orders without. Okay. So this is the header. So from this, what is the, I think first column is only the key, right? Yeah, 0. Yeah, that, so we can go as is. So I'll just apply a map and let's say lambda of x, okay, then okay. So we'll try to write, so lambda of x, okay, then here I will just write x of 0, x of 1, x of 2 and x of 3. So what I can do is quickly just copy this piece of code and I'll just change the, okay, so let me just change the indexes so that there will be no issues. Okay, so x of love is 0, this will be 1, this will be 2 and finally this will be 3. Okay, and here I'm missing x, sorry, it should have been x dot split, and why there is one extra. Okay, so what I've done is I've created an RDT tuple and here also I've created an RDT tuple. Okay, if you see in this, what I have done is the first column I have kept as a key, okay, and the remaining as the value. That is what it is, what that is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let's say join orders data equals to, okay, so the first one is nothing but my order, let me type that, order items tuple dot join, and the second one is nothing but my order tuple. Let's see the output of this, whether are we in the right place or not. Then we can think of moving ahead, otherwise we'll keep getting lost. Okay, so this is the 10th solution. Let's execute this join based on key and we should be able to get the data. Actually here I need to write that 1 of 0, 0 of 1, it will a little time consuming, but that's okay, we should be able to figure it out quickly. Okay, so this is the 10th solution. If you see, this is my key and this is my value. Okay, so let's copy this, Control C, and let's paste this over here. Okay, now what they are asking us to do, okay, so they are asking this key, then what is this there, this is the, I think this is the order date, right? And here also they are getting a tuple, but we are not getting that tuple, right? We are just getting one value, sorry, let's go back. So join this, okay, and we are not getting two tuples, it means there is some fishy in the code. Let's go back. That's what actually I was feeling a little, I'm not getting that tuple feeling. Okay, so I'm trying to use my order items without header. Okay, I'm trying to apply a lambda that is from here, so I have just started my tuple. Okay, I think maybe like I'll have to add, but again that is throwing error. Okay, I got the mistake. See, if you see the output, okay, can we see this output? Let me just expand a little. So here we are getting key, so 4926 is a key, and if you see, there is one tuple over here with a value, and again there is a one tuple with a value. Okay, but we are not getting the output like that. The mistake which I am trying to do is I should take the remaining as value. That is the miss I am trying to make. Hopefully that should cover the issue which I'm trying to do. Let's run this again. So this is the 10th one, right? 9th. Yeah, we got it. Okay, so let's copy this now. Now we are at the right path. Okay, so that's what actually I was not getting a confidence. Okay, so this is the data. Now from this, okay, so this is the key for both the themes, and I think this is my order item data, sorry, orders data, because I do not find, no, sorry, that is order item data, and this is orders data. Okay, because I have a date column over here, and I do not have a date column in my order items, but I have a date column in my orders file. That's how I am recognizing which tuple belongs to which data. Are we good till here?
Yes.
Okay, now if you see, we need to get the data like this. Okay, so we need the, see, after flattening the data, display the columns. What are they saying? We got the data like this. Now what they are asking is, after that, flatten the data and display only columns. So we just need to get only these columns. Control C, and let's write this so that we can just map the data as per the requirement. Okay, okay, so the join is being done. Now simply what I need to do is, I just need to map the data. So there's nothing else which I need to do, which I am able to. So orders and orders final data, I would say. Okay, orders item final data, whatever variable name you want to keep, it's your call. Okay, so join item data. From this, I'm trying to apply a map logic, and here I just need to be a little choosy because I need to get order ID. Okay, so if you see, order ID is nothing, and do I need to get the data? How is everything in a tuple? Okay, so in the map, so let me write lambda x. Okay, so let me create a tuple. So let's go this. So what I want as a order ID as a key. So there is no change in the first column, right? So simply what I will write, x of 0. No questions in that, right?
Yes.
Okay, now uske baad, now what we want is order date. Now if you see, this is 0. Now this is entire 1, huh? Right? Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this one, again this is 0, and again this is 1. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Now if I want to get my date, which is nothing but this, so what I need to do, x of, first I need to say x of 1.
1 of 0.
Okay, from
X
x
of
of
1 of
1,
0. Of
let's
0.
first let's write x of 1 I got. So this
Then
element
0.
I got, right? Sorry, ye pura, sorry, this entire I got. Are we
Yep.
good? Yes,
Yes.
no?
Yes.
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 This is 0, this is 1. So
Yeah.
again I'll have to write 1.
1.
Now I got this. Now what I want this. So this is 0. So I will
0.
write
Yeah.
0. Are we good till here? I
Yes.
hope that is
Yeah.
making sense to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
ठीक है?
Yes.
Okay, so order date आ गई अपने पास. We need order item subtotal. So which is order item subtotal? I don't know. So let's go order item subtotal. So something is related to price. Okay. So we'll take again, like I think this is. So can we take this? Anything is fine. It's just like the data. What is the data we are getting? 24.99, right? So do we have some value, something related? Yeah. Can we take this as order item subtotal? Because I'm not able to relate that column, but it's okay. That should not make a means, again, as of now it's not a hardcore requirement, but again we should be able to understand the column names, and that's what we are understanding nicely. That was my important point to tell you. Okay, so now we need to get order item subtotal like this. Okay, so what we will write? So we will write first x of, what we will write, x of 1.
Yes.
Yes,
X of 1.
x of 1. After that
1.
0.
0.
0, then
4.
3.
4, 3.
Zero,
Indexing will
1,
start
2,
from 3.
3.
0, 1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3. 3.
So I will get 3. Got it?
Yep.
Are we good? order item subtotal. After that it is asking order item price. No, I think we did wrong. So order item subtotal should be this and order price should be this. Okay, so I think let me, okay,
It
so
will be 1.
yeah, we'll just change
0.
up and down here, 0 and 1. We'll just change up and down, nothing else, right? So let me copy this and let me paste this. You got to know this. Okay, we want the price, so that we got from here. And finally order status, right? So order status kaise aayega? So we need to go to the first. After that first, again we need to go to the first. So I need to change this, right? And from this first, 0 1 2, I need to say
2.
2.
2.
Hopefully, like, if all goes well, so we should get the data as expected. Okay, so let's control C, control V, and let's execute this. It's just playing with the things, nothing else. The code again, like, it becomes a little complicated and tricky when we write the code in RDDs, and that's where like your data frames make, and the Spark SQL makes your life easy. Okay.
Sir, why does it become a bit slower as we are progressing? Because what we understood that PySpark is pretty
See, this
fast.
is a slow local machine, na? So these are not resources with high end, na? So these are like local, means like I'm installed in the local machine, my laptop, na? Based on that I'm getting. Okay, so I think we are not correct with this value. So we should get something like this. Let's see. Do we have something values? It's okay, like you should be able to manage. I think like we are not able to get that value, so means like the order, right, the column is missing, so you can map that column. Okay, I hope like you can just overtake this. So it's just the column mapping which I need to do, which is missing. Otherwise the data we are getting as expected. Okay, so did you got to know this scenario? Why is joining so late? Okay, and let's see the last scenario and then we can wind it off for the day. Okay, now what it is saying is find the employee count and cost to company. Okay, for each group consisting of department, cadre and state, and again like Obed and others. See, what they are asking is, they are asking us to create a group. If they are asking us to create a group, so we need to have this as a key. On the basis of that, we will find out the value. So this is how you'll have to come to know, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. Hopefully now you are getting that link, right? So this is the file which we need to see, sales.txt. Okay, so quickly we will see this and we will finish the last solution. For that we need to read the file. Okay, so that is nothing but my sales file. Okay, so let's read the sales file and it is in .txt. So let me change this to sales.txt. Okay, so similar way I need to remove the header from my first. Here I'll get the header, okay, with the first function. Then when I'm trying to eradicate that, so I need to have my original data set or original RDD, and from that whatever the header is there I need to filter it out. Okay, so sales without header, I got it. Okay, now I'll try to create a sales tuple equals to, so sales without header. Okay, simply I'll try to apply a map. Okay, I'll apply a lambda logic anonymous function. Okay, I'll take a row as is x. Okay, now here what you need to do is you need to create a tuple. If you see, there is one tuple over here and one tuple over here, so you will have to play with the data like that. Okay, so what I will try to do is so this is one tuple. Okay, so this will have, so everything will be one tuple. Inside that I need to have two tuple, correct? That's how the data will be like. Okay, let's see how it goes. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to yeah, so let's take that. So x dot split, again like the delimiters are comma, at least like we have like flexibility to take the same delimiter. Okay, so now here I'm taking my 0. So let's go back to the sales data. Sorry, not this file data. Okay, so if you see, what is the group of department, cadre and state. So department is at 0, cadre is at 1 and state is at 0, 1, 2 and 3. So 0, 1 and 3 I need to make a group, right? So I'm just copying this piece of code, x of 0, paste x of 1, comma, x of 3. Are we clear till here?
Yes.
Okay, so this is like first tuple which is being derived. Now I need to have the second thing. So let me take the second tuple. In the second tuple, let's go to the solution. What they are asking us is, based on this group, I need to do employee count. So this is the employee count and cost to company. So this is the sum of that cost. So if we see the group, sales lead Australia, let's see the data. So if you see sales lead Australia, so this is the first record. So I'm just pasting it here for the time being. Sales lead Australia, this is the second record. Only 2 record of Australia, right? So that's what. So if you see 32,000 plus 32,000, how much it is coming? 64,000, and the count is coming to 2. That is what the output we want. Are we able to understand this tuple? Yes, no?
Yes. Yes.
What about others? Are we getting bored or? Okay, so let's create a tuple of that. So let's go. So what is the column which I need to give cost to company? 0, 1 and 2, right? I need to get that. So let's take that. So I will simply take, I had just copy paste, sorry, not this. So x dot split on the basis of comma. So here I need to take my second element, right? That is what I want, x of 2. Okay, and whoops, and I need to just give by default as 1, because that computation which needs to happen, remember that associative and when I will be applying a join, sorry, not join, I will be applying a reduce on the key, so it will do that. Remember xy computation which I showed a little earlier. Hopefully you will be getting to know that.
Yes.
And so this is 2, is it in the form of integer? Yeah, so let's typecast that so that we should not get any issues. Let's typecast that. Okay, so I have casted to integer. So now simply what I will do, finally I will try to say sales result equals to my earlier RED, that is nothing but sales to tuple. I'll try to do reduce by key, because based on this key, okay, based on this key, what I need to do is I need to control C, based on, see how it will be coming, the data would be coming similar like this. So this is my key now, right? This will become my key and the value will be like this, right? Correct? After this, because I have assigned 1 over here.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
when you come to the computation, so this will be the key. So this will become x, this will become y, right? So I just need to do this plus this and this plus this. So x of 0 plus x of 1 plus y of 0 plus y of 1. And that's how you will get your answer. Okay. So let's write that. Lambda of x comma y equals to x of 0 plus y of 0 comma then x of 1 comma y of 1. Are they asking us in a tuple output? Yes. So the output should be in a tuple. So what we will do, we will just embrace that in a open close parenthesis, and that's it. For I in sales result, we'll just take initial 5 records, okay, and we'll just try to see the data. And we are interested only in the 11th solution. Let's execute this piece and let's see the output. Okay, there is an error. Let's see what is the issue. So handle Python exception. Okay, always go on the top because mostly the error will start. Hopefully you should be able to recognize from there only. Okay, so it is a split index. Okay, that is not giving me some meaning. Okay, value error must be greater than or equals to 0. Okay, so still I am not able to understand the issue. Main process wrapper must be integer base must be greater than or equal to. Okay, so am I making some issue over here? So when I'm trying to do 0 1 2, that is what we can do is quickly let's comment this and let's copy this seals tuple.
Sir, I think
Integer should be on
you're
2,
passing a
right?
tuple inside the int function.
Yeah.
What?
Inside the int function on line 133, you're passing a tuple.
Yeah. Integer should be on the element 2 only, rather than
Int should
comma
be
1.
after the first parenthesis.
No,
Yeah.
so
Keep it inside slash and then
Yeah.
integer
You highlight
after the first bracket.
all the
integer. Okay, so your एक second ना.
int should be here at your first.
Yeah, here.
ठीक है. So okay, so extra parenthesis like what I was making a mistake. Thank you so much. Control C, Control V, and let's quickly execute this. So integer, so that is the second and that one. ठीक है. But again, yeah, I think that is some issue. So syntax issue is there. Let me just catch it. Okay. So what I'm trying to write is integer x of so this is starting. Okay, x dot split. Okay, till here. Then after 2 I'm trying to close it, so that is done. Okay, then comma 1, so this is getting closed. So this needs to be closed over here. So and finally this map will be getting closed, right? That's what I did earlier also, right? Then why it is complaining? Okay, maybe like some year end there. Okay.
Integer was applied on the tuple. That's why it
Okay.
is
Yeah. No issues. Chalega. So if we take any one example and hopefully like we are able to get the output as suggested. Okay. So 64,002. So hopefully like we are getting the output what is requested. Okay. So I'm stopping the recording.